to start off the show like Aldo normally would on Bear Their Soulz. Hey, how you guys doing tonight? What is up, Danny boy?
I am wearing my stylish white away Chicago Bears Caleb Williams jersey. That's right. I've gotten 3 of the 4 thus far. The 4th one is still in the mail, the orange one. I have the throwback, the white one, and the navy thus far.
You're a cuck.
I sure am. The only entity that, and that's Nikki. That's my better half, as they said.
Soundbite that I just played.
Well, the only entity that loves me more than the Bears, because I just go along with whatever the shit they do, is Bank of America. They're like, oh, you poor fuck. You keep using that credit card, you motherfucker. You're putting our kids through school.
Oh, my God. That's like, what, $1,000 on jerseys?
Oh,
yes.
Yes. No, they're like one 130, I think, a piece. 140.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Like 500.
Oh, that's not bad then. I thought they were like 300 something a piece.
That's if you get the authentics. I just have the quote-unquote game day, essentially what Reebok called the replicas.
Yeah, but the blue is off, isn't it?
No, not unless you get one of those, not to sound prejudiced, but one of those China jerseys that people often get, which are completely, they sew their numbers on, but man, the colors are all off and they're funky. They're awful, man. It's just like you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and it takes like 8 months to get it.
And yeah, those are bullshit, man. I've got the real thing straight from Fanatics. Actually, the orange one's coming from the Bears themselves, or at least their store. But I'm happy, right? We got our quarterback. You're happy about it, right? It seems like we haven't talked in forever. Where have you been on Monday nights, Mr. Fiorentino? Did I say it right?
Yeah, no, of course you did not say it right.
How do I say it? Tell me again.
Where does everyone put the N before the T? Fiorentino. There's no N. Just look at it, how it's spelled.
All I see on the screen is Shorty.
All right, see here. I'm gonna spell it right here.
All right, good. I need to quit fucking up your name. I also have a name that people fuck up in Aguire, and she's about to get it too.
You know how many times I type a fucking Q when I'm typing your name?
There you go.
Yep.
I get it.
Shortino. Is that how you say it? Shortino?
There's no N before the T.
I said Shortino. Shore like the shore.
But the first time you said Fiorentino.
No, I know I fucked it up. I'm asking now, though. Shortino?
Shortino, correct.
Shortino.
Yeah.
Dan Shortino.
Shortino. That's where Shorty comes from. Shorty.
I thought that was after your penis.
That's what I thought. I just kept calling you Shorty and just kept going with it. So
only because you saw it in the bushes at Aldo's. I'm sorry. Listen, this is a kind of an fun show for us on BCP on a Tuesday night. We're going to be joined by Aldo, the PodFather himself, a little bit later in the show, probably an hour from now or so. But they couldn't do Bear Their Soulz tonight conglomeratively together with Tooch and everyone. So we decided to, kind of put this together tonight on BCP. This is basically the Bear Their Soulz show. I'm just kind of hosting it from my own channel, and I think Aldo he blasted it out to everyone that watches it. So on the Barroom Network. So this is kind of a conglomeration of Dan and I on Last Call at Halas Hall, as well as Bear Their Soulz on the Barroom Network with Aldo and Tooch. So I'm going to try my best to kind of have Aldo's vibe for the show and kind of make it, seem similar to you at least. I know, but you and I we get along really well. We kind of have the same vibe anyway. So.
Yeah, I agree with that, but that's what I'm saying. Where have you been on Mondays? We're supposed to be doing Monday shows, and they've dissipated again.
Dude, I you know what? I'm working my ass off at this new job, and I look up, and it's Thursday every week for our Thursday show, and I'm like, oh my God. Dude, I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just like what I'm focused on right now with this, just, going into my 6th month of this new job. And,
well, it's not a new job anymore if it's been half a year.
Oh, yeah, but dude, no, it's the difficulty of it. Eric Harper here in chat. He's in the same industry. He understands. He emailed me. We were kind of talking shop on the side, and it's like, man, finally somebody I can talk to that understands what it takes to do what we do. So I apologize, dude. it's really just the downtime of the season too that adds to it. Like, I'm even struggling to come up with shit for our Thursday shows. So, once we get into closer to the season, you and I are we're all going to have a lot more to talk about. So you and I definitely will. And
so in other words, he's just not that into you, Danny.
There you go.
Well, I wanted to start it off with by being an asshole, just be like, I've been trying to fucking get rid of you, Dan, this entire time, but it's not working.
Yeah. Are you getting a jersey? It's time to get a jersey. When you're wearing like the throwback, or it's not even it's like, what was it? The 1998 Curtis Enos or whatever you were wearing last year. Rashawn Salam.
Yeah, Rashawn Salam.
Whenever you're still wearing the Salam jersey from 30 years ago, it's time. I mean, like, you didn't get a Fields jersey, but can't you invest in the kid?
That jersey was undefeated last season when I wore it for games.
Why didn't you wear it when we played Green Bay on opening day or week 18?
Week 18, I forgot about it. I knew we were going to lose the Packers, so I didn't want to jinx the jersey.
Well, how about just get you
remain undefeated?
I know most people aren't going to go gung-ho and buy 4 of them like I did, but isn't it time to get at least one? The Caleb Williams jersey? Come on.
We talked about this before. I don't just go out and listen. As high as I am on Caleb, I think you and I both predicted 13-4, right?
I don't know at this point, but I just know I want them to win, and I've gone all in with the jerseys like I always do.
Well, we did
for Justin as well.
We did the show where I predicted I think they're going to win the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback, because that's would just be what the Bears do. Like, they go all these years with being known for never having a fucking quarterback, and then they get a quarterback like this with a team built around him like this, and they could easily become the next team or the first team in history to win the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback.
Or perhaps the first team in history to go from Hard Knocks to win the Super Bowl on HBO.
That's another good point too. Yes. Aldo, let me know. Is my voice, is it getting better? Is that better? How does that sound? Am I louder now? Can you hear me?
Bueller.
Can you hear me now? Bueller. Maybe my audio system thing is way too low in the dark for me to try to tune that up. So let me just work with StreamYard.
What state are you in right now? You're in Illinois?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, you're back in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm at my home. We got a J2K. What did I walk into? Still too low at
you
this?
Walked into me touching my penis.
All right. If only we could see it, right?
No,
it's in her mouth.
You wouldn't let me do it before we got here.
That's true. I was in a hurry.
All right. Is this better now?
I think so. All jokes aside.
Yeah. Does that sound better, guys? I might have messed with the knob when I was putting stuff away before or something. Okay.
The knob. Is that what you call it? We call it the G spot.
It's just like haphazardly set up around here. I wished when I was at Aldo's house for that barroom party last year that I would have
that was so great.
Paid attention to his setup. I really wanted to go look at his setup and sit in his chair and feel what it felt like to be the PodFather in that moment. And I totally forgot. Well, I guess I didn't forget, but got a little too hammered to remember, I should say.
That's when you were yelling at me because I didn't want to ride the train. I was like, dude, I don't need to ride the train. I just get in the Uber. It takes me there. I'm there. Why Uber to the train and then Uber from the train? You were like, because I'm going to be on the train. So I want you on the train. But I was like, it's
hang out with me.
I wanted to hang out with you too, but it was like so out of the way for everybody from Aldo's.
I know, but it's, it's like a once in a lifetime experience.
That was a
take the chance,
a great time. And I asked Aldo, I was like, can we do that again? Maybe this fall? And because were you pissed on the bushes or whatever, Mrs. Gandia has given a hard veto.
You ruined it for everyone.
Of course I did. I saw that coming. Why do you think I got him a gift card to freaking Gibson Steakhouse? I was trying
You did buy a $300 gift card, right?
Maybe.
So yeah, that you know, but who can I say? I can't tell Donna what to do, and neither can Aldo. Yeah. So
of course not. You know, he had Chris Watts from England doing a drinking contest with one of Cliff Victoria's buddies.
The guy that looked like Jeb Bush.
Yeah, that's what you keep saying.
Yeah, the guy that looked like Jeb Bush was there, and Chris, of course, wanted to fuck Heidi, which was great.
But to be fair, his room was set up there. His luggage was up there and everything. He was going to sleep there, and then Heidi just ended up having to sleep there. So he just wandered up there on accident.
You're right.
Not an accident, but looking for his room, and she was there. He didn't know, you know.
He was looking for the vulva. I know.
He doesn't know how to drive a Volvo. He can't drive a car. What are you talking
about? Vulva. He was looking for a vulva. In other words, he wanted some pussy.
No,
you know what I did over the weekend? Changing topics just quickly. I went to my high school reunion. 25 years ago, I graduated, and 2 or 3 days ago, I hung out with those people again. How about that?
What, you had a reunion?
Yeah, the high school reunion. It's maybe not as cool as coming to Aldo's crib and talking to all these other Bears fans like we were reminiscing about before you ruined it.
You actually went to a high school reunion?
I did. I didn't go to the 10th or the 20th. I went to the 25th, which again was Saturday. And yeah, man, she went with me. We had a really good time. She got hammered.
I did.
Nice.
It was nice.
She didn't pee on anyone's bushes, right?
No, but I came in her bush. I'm sorry. I'm dirty, man. I like being rated R. I know that's not your shtick. That's mine. But
if this was broadcasting to the bar room like now, if I was hanging out with you guys, I would egg you on with that shit. But we're doing this from PCP right now. But I have so much I want to add to that.
Go ahead, please.
No, I won't. I'll save it for a rainy day. So, how are you feeling about the Bears overall? Like, just give me your your overall mood right now of the Bears. You know, your Bears aura, comparatively speaking to years past, and taking out the obvious bias to being such a fucking Bears fan, like myself, like all of us here,
right?
What's your overall aura and feeling for this year? Is it really a Super Bowl win like I'm thinking, or I thought, but now I'm like, I almost get like the QB PTSD in me starts to take over, and I start going, well, God, what's wrong with this kid? There's got to be something wrong with him. Like he can't possibly become the Bears' savior at quarterback, like in the way that Michael Jordan was at point guard for the Bulls, or Walter Payton was at running back, or even for one season Jim McMahon was at quarterback. Like
we can battle over that one. Jim won 28 straight starts.
He did. He was, but
28 straight starts. Not even the beloved, overhyped Patrick Mahomes has done that.
But now, like me personally, I'm kind of starting to, this time where it's like the dead zone before the season starts again, and before we're going to just be fucking gargling balls of the Bears, between Hard Knocks and training camp and everything else that's going to be coming out. They did another, I think I saw.
Oh, wow. Willie Mays died.
Oh, gosh. That's awful.
Yeah, breaking news.
Let's have a moment of silence for Willie Mays. Wow, that's you just totally threw me off on my train of thought. What was
I'm
I saying?
sorry. It just came to my sister sent me a post and it said tap to see it. And as soon as I tapped it, it was like Willie Mays dead. I was like, holy shit.
And I love how they just pronounce it so eloquently like that, huh?
Yeah.
Dead at 87.
Yeah. And then I just got it sent to my phone again. Dead at 93, by the way.
Holy shit. Okay. So back to my now I'm getting into the QB PTSD is starting to creep its way back into my head because now we have all this time where we don't have anything to do but think. We have nothing to watch. We have nothing to. All we have is reports about
Can I interject?
Sure.
I'm excited. For example, the lady to my left, her child, he's a 13-year-old boy, so he's kind of not really a huge fan yet, but he claims his allegiance to the Baltimore Ravens because he likes Lamar Jackson. So we were going somewhere, I don't know, a fucking store or something the other day. Yesterday, I had my Navy Caleb Williams jersey on. And I said, ha, look at this kid. Rookie of the year coming at you right here. Trying to make him see that and be like, hey, Caleb Williams is my guy. And then before the year's over, maybe he'll like the Bears too. Planting a seed because kids at that age love bandwagon shit. Unlike me. I'll bring this full circle. I was talking to a guy named Ed Hood who was, I hadn't seen in 30 years or whatever at the high school reunion. I said to him, I remember you back in 1990 looking at me and saying, why do you like those sorry ass Bears? And I was like, man, I should have listened to you. I've had 35 years of losing since then, But look, most people are bandwagon at that age. You don't really give a shit. So hopefully, if Caleb plays the way I think he's going to play, maybe her son watches some games and suddenly becomes a Bears fan. That's what we'd like to see. But I think there's hope for it. I don't know about the Super Bowl. I never give up that kind of thing. I don't feel like I can pound my chest here and say, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, we haven't won a playoff game since 2010, and we haven't beaten Green Bay since 2018. So let's hope. Let's hope. I want both of these things to happen this year. But here goes you some hope. Now I'm selling you hope right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you believe? And I think the answer is yes. So it's rhetorical in some regards. I think this is the year, if the Bears are remotely close, let's say near the trade deadline, they're going to go all in. If we we need another pass rusher. All right, let's give up a second-round pick and bring in blank. Versus every other year, if we're remotely close, they're like, oh, well, the Bears are a few years away, so we shouldn't make that trade. I think this year it would, behoove everybody that are Bears, not just the fans, but management and everyone to go all in, and I think they will. So that's got to give you excitement that this is the year they think that we could and should win. Maybe not the whole thing, but they think we should come back to prominence. And that's a good feeling versus, say, the last 2 or 3 years that we've known each other, it's been swimming against the stream and just hoping against hope, right? Maybe we can be the team out of nowhere, but now they're expecting to do some business, and that's a good feeling. Would you agree?
I would agree, and I've been riding this high for God. Everyone that knows my story knows that that's all I've ever wanted was to have the number 1 pick in the draft with a quarterback like him. And when we traded Justin Fields, I refused to buy into it because I didn't want to become so emotionally invested that I was going to be so crushed if they decided to trade the pick and draft another quarterback and still get the haul. And it took until, Roger Goodell did not leave the stage and said, the Bears select Caleb Williams. That was when it became real for me.
And I loved how all the Lions fans booed too. So
it was great
to play the heel there,
Yeah. And then from that moment on, I've done nothing, but I went back home to Chicago for work for a couple of weeks, and I get back, I get done with work, go out to eat, go back to the hotel, and just watch Caleb Williams videos all night long until I drop the phone on my chest. And I feel like I've become so emotionally invested in him that now I'm getting scared that I'm wrong, that I'm getting scared that the Bears are going to somehow fuck this up like they seemingly always do. And then I come back and I remind myself that no, this is different. This is the first pick in the draft. This is a talent that is unique, that is far unique. It's one of the best I've ever seen coming out of college, personally myself. And I think a lot of people think that as well. And then I come full circle and go, God, somehow they're going to fuck this up. And we're going to be sitting here with our dicks in our hands again in 4 years, like we did with Justin Fields. And I'm just praying that does not happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but the QB PTSD in me, the QP Bears PTSD of never seeming to get it right is hard to digest when you actually are seeing what Poles is doing. And it's almost it's so good to be true that it's like I have to pinch myself every day that this is actually happening. And I think that's where I personally am getting a little worried now. That's a long-winded rant. I'd like to know how you feel overall about where we are, like heading into what now is next going to be training camp, or actually, training camp.
I think he's going to play well. If he stays healthy, I think he's got it, but I say that about Justin Fields, and Justin was dynamic in a lot of ways, but we don't need to look back. Looking at Caleb now, like he just seems to command respect in some aspects, and he seems to be so happy about where he's at. It's like he doesn't seem like he's, oh man, I'm with the NFL. He's like, of course I'm in the NFL. He really believes in himself and thinks he should be there. He's already said his goal, and Tom Brady responded, mind you, was to win 8 Super Bowls and surpass Tom Brady. If he does that, I mean, I may just pass out and die after the second one. But all I need is 1. I don't even want to be greedy. And I don't mean 85. When I was 5, like, give me something else beyond that. I just think we have hope, and it's not like maybe we can overcome this cancer, and like we have hope. Because I've got, Nikki's mom and my friend Doug both battling cancer now. It's the stuff you say to keep them positive. But I don't think it's that kind of long shot hope. I think it's based on some legitimacy. Not that it's not for them, but it's just so daunting for people that are battling those ailments. But I mean, with the Bears, far less important than our friends' lives. I'm just saying, but I think that there's a legitimate chance to be hopeful and not just be brokenhearted. Like, for example, last year on opening day when I went to that Bears-Packers game, and by the second half, the town, I'm sorry, man, it's true. The stadium turned on Justin. And he had the loudest pop coming out on at the beginning of the day. It was a 3:30 Central kickoff, 3:25, and the crowd loved Justin. And by the third quarter, they were booing him, and where the stadium was overrun with "Go Pack, Go." And then the next day, I was on the show with Aldo on Mondays. Help me out. The gentleman was in the front office. That you like him?
Kevin Warren?
No. The guy who worked for the Bears in Buffalo, the front office
Greg
before.
Greg Gabriel.
Yeah, I was always intimidated to be on there with Greg. But I did the show, and I told him, I said, man, I was wearing the Orange Fields jersey. I said, I know this jersey is going to be obsolete after seeing that yesterday. Of course, I hoped it wouldn't happen, but that's how negative everybody felt last year. And the antithesis of that is now with Caleb, it just seems like, all right, we got our guy. We got our horse. Let's go. And by the way, did you see the story about like Aaron Mikulski and I kept texting each other like, oh, man, my jersey still hasn't shipped because, we'd ordered them around draft day. Did you see the guy that was complaining on Twitter to Fanatics, and Caleb himself responded?
Yeah, and bought him got it expedited and then gave him tickets to a game.
Yeah, he's like, hey, this is Caleb. I mean, who does that? Dude's fucking cool, man. Dude's awesome.
It's so funny because all of the narrative coming out during the season last year was that, if the Bears have the first pick, he's not gonna play for the Bears. He'll stay in college and blah blah blah, all that bullshit. And you flip that around, you look at the excitement that he has for the Chicago Bears. Like, he did his research on this team. He knows the passion of this city. He knows if he becomes the, ultimate, like, unattested number one quarterback in Bears history, up in the likes where he's competing for other people's records in the NFL, he is going to own the city. He is going to become immortal. They're going to have
you love the bear claw, right? You love the claw. You got.
I absolutely love it. I mean,
hey, we've been trying to get Nikki to beat me off with that bear claw. It hasn't worked yet.
I can't get a good grip with it.
You'd be doing this.
I can't get a good grip.
You got shit.
I love that though. Way. I love that he's got other guys doing that. I mean, come on, man. The enthusiasm is through the roof right now. We just got to keep the kid healthy. And conversely, I saw, not that I ever watched Colin Cowherd, but it was on my Twitter feed or X feed. I saw where they were calling Aaron Rodgers like, oh, he's a me guy and he only cares about himself and he's killing the Jets. And I mean, I was saying that for like 12 years that he was a selfish fuck in Green Bay. So I'm glad to see the Bears are getting like this ascension and like they want us on Hard Knocks now, and Rodgers is getting, people are calling him out for being the asshole that he is now, finally, instead of always sucking his dick. They're like, well, he didn't win a playoff game in 10 years, but let's make him the MVP this year just because.
What's good? I'm so looking forward to with this whole Caleb Williams thing. Like, if he does, I should say when he does become what we all think he's going to be, he's going to be that guy that you used to always hate. And now that guy is going to be your guy. And I can't wait to see the version of you when that guy is your guy, because you used to hate that guy the entire time. For decades, you hated that guy.
You're saying I'm sold out with Caleb Williams?
You hate Patrick Mahomes because he's like the darling of the NFL. You hated Tom Brady before. You hated Aaron Rodgers before that because they were the
I hated Peyton Manning.
Right there with you. You just kind of had, after a while, you're like, all right, that's enough. Right. But when it's going to be your quarterback, that's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, you bet. I just needed one of them. Just give me one. You can go ahead and give Green Bay 4 more. If as long as I get one more, then I'll be happy. I'll be content. I don't need to be selfish. I mean, if they want to win more than one, that we can do that. That's fine. But just give me one more, man. Give me a moment. Like our last Super Bowl, all we've got basically is Devin Hester's kickoff return. That's it. We finally make it to the Super Bowl, and we got the kickoff return, and nobody wants to remember the rest of the game. Like, oh, we had it, but we lost. Like, and of course the other one, the Bears, like, 46-10, and it's a runaway. So both games just kind of have like a highlight here or there because it was so dominating the first one. Just give us another Super Bowl and a win is what I'm trying to say.
You can summarize that Super Bowl in like 4 sentences, right? Like Devin Hester kickoff return.
You are ridiculous, Devin Hester.
From
our play-by-play guy.
Danielle Manning interception. Getting the ball screen pass down our fucking throats.
Yep.
And blown coverage by the rookie safety for a touchdown. 5. And then
Rex, is that a pick 6?
I wouldn't even say the pick 6. I'd say the fumble. The fumble.
Yeah, and Hayden became, or was his name? What was it? Kelvin Hayden? The guy that had the pick late in the game became a Bear after that too. It's like, we don't want that guy. That's the guy that helped beat us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why sign him?
Yeah. Get the fuck, sign him just to cut him.
Have someone bash him in the back of the knee like it's a Nancy Kerrigan kind of moment.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you know this. I was that dude fucking Tanya Harding. No, I'm just joking. She was from a trailer too.
She was.
Yeah.
She was.
She was from a trailer?
Yeah, she grew up poor in a trailer.
Who did? Tanya Harding?
Tanya Harding, yeah.
And me.
And me. I lived in a trailer until I was 15, so then we got a house.
When I turned 18, I moved into a buddy's trailer for like 3 years. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Those were 3 fun years of basically lost life.
Yeah, for us it was like just trying to have something to eat and not have people call us white trash.
That's fact.
Is that fair?
Yes, very fair. Very fair.
Yeah, I made a lot of ramen noodle meals in that time too.
Chef Boyardee was my favorite, man.
Oh yeah.
I didn't go to like 5-star restaurants. I had spaghetti and meatballs. 99 cents.
Yeah, right? Dollar store. Probably get 2 for $1.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what were we just talking about before that?
We're talking about the Bears, man. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but what was the actual subject?
Joke that someone was from the trailer like us.
It might have been 7 plays. The Rex Grossman fumbles, and then the interception to end the game. You can sum it up.
Benson fumbled too, right? Didn't Cedric Benson fumble and lose a fumble in that game?
Oh yeah, he did.
The late Cedric Benson.
Didn't he get injured on that play too, I think?
Yeah, he was out the rest of the game. That's what a lot of people, the misconception is that they took the ball out of Thomas Jones's hands. Benson had like 3 carries and was out the rest of the game. I love Thomas Jones. He's been on the Barroom, network with us a few times, and even he said the game was too big for Rex, and I loved Rex. But I think if Lovey had put Greasy in the second half, I think the Bears could have won.
I know you've said that a dozen times.
I believe it to be. And Thomas Jones agreed. It's not the number 20 agreed.
Yeah, because you talked to Thomas Jones. Did you ask him that question?
Yes. I couldn't be on the same time because Thomas had to do it in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So I recorded the question on my iPhone and sent it to Aldo, and he played it, and Thomas responded. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. That's awesome, dude.
I did the same thing for Mike Tomczak, and Mike Tomczak was like, what a good question. And I'm like pounding my dick to that. Like, yeah.
I mean, you might have been right, dude. I mean, just he wasn't. He was after like the fumbled snap in that rain and all the shit that had gone down from him on the small hands and the snap fumbling after the Arizona game, that all led up to that moment that I think you're right. You save the damn game and you put in Greasy to see what it can happen. The guy's got to be the most prepared of his life, right?
Right. And it's what you signed Greasy for. And you, at that point, I'm not saying give up on Rex at that juncture. Of course, it sort of did in week 3 of 2007 when they started putting Greasy in and then went back to KO, and then they brought him back to ride the bench in 2008. But I'm saying you can think, all right, Rex, look, you got us this far. We're not trying to hurt your feelings, but the biggest thing today is winning the game, and you don't have it today. Maybe it's the rain, maybe whatever. We're going to put Brian in. We're going to try to win this, and you can come back and compete for your gig in week 1. It's not about hurt feelings when you're in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is about trying to win that motherfucker. So, but I commend Lovey in some regards by saying, I don't mean to talk out both sides of my mouth, but if I'm Lovey and he's thinking, all right, this kid got us here whether you like him or not, so I'm riding dancing with the lady that brought me to the prom, I get it. But if it were me in the third quarter, I would have changed quarterbacks because it was obvious he just didn't have it that day.
That was something that never crossed my mind in the moment. I never thought put in Brian Greasy right now. Because when they drafted him, I thought he was going to be, in fact, I turned to my wife at the time and I said, Rex Grossman is going to be the guy to take us to the Super Bowl. And I was right.
Yep.
I should have said win it, but I guess I didn't feel that. I just
thought all the Rex jerseys too.
Never bought one, but
I had the blue one, the orange one, and the white one.
I remember his first pass when he came out as a rookie. I think it was a touchdown down the right sideline to.
No, not to contradict you. The first game he started was a victory over Minnesota when Charles Tillman took the ball away from Randy Moss in the end zone, and Rex didn't have a touchdown that day. The next week, he threw his first touchdown. He threw his first touchdown to Marty Booker, and he beat Champ Bailey in a wild shootout between the Bears and Redskins right around Christmas of 2003. And the Bears won something like 34-31. And the Redskins had Tim Hasselbeck that day. Not Matt. They had Tim, the bald, like he's even more bald than Matt. This whole family's bald. They're bald out of the pussy. They're bald. They just never grow hair. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. Oh man. That was so funny. I lost my train of thought. I was
His first touchdown was the Marty Booker against Champ Bailey.
But so I had very high hopes in Rex Grossman. I'm going to be completely honest. I've said this before. I thought Aaron Rodgers sucked coming out of college. When he fell to us, it never crossed my mind to draft him. But I'm not a fucking NFL general manager. The Bears should have been lucky to have what should have been what was consensusly the number one pick in that draft fall like a week or two before, land in their lap at 4. That'd be like if Caleb Williams landed in their lap at 4. So, I mean, not really, because he wasn't the college player coming out of college. But let me strike that last sentence. But my point is, I never would have drafted him either. But I'm not a professional. I would think that the Bears should have, kind of rethought things in that moment and gone, well, we did just sign Thomas Jones. We don't really need to draft a running back with the 4th pick and pay him all that money.
Yeah, we know now, not to interrupt you, but we know from Greg Gabriel that it was Lovey who was insisting he loved Benson because they were both from Texas and blah, blah, blah.
That was my question to him.
So Lovey's the one that was like, we want Cedric Benson, which was a mistake. But
see, that's where Lovey Smith lost me. I mean, not at the time, but you love Lovey Smith. Like a lot of people love Lovey Smith. I love Lovey Smith for getting us the first pick in last year's draft. But
that was great. Yeah,
I don't love him for how he handled the situation he was in. He seemed to become arrogant and
he did,
and not do the right things for the team. You don't fire Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera should have left to go become a head coach from the Bears.
Yeah, and he went to San Diego as like the linebackers coach or something after Lovey got rid of him.
You don't
put his boy Bob Babbage as the DC.
You don't go out and get what's his name to be Mike Martz to be your OC and then trade Greg Olson. I mean, Greg Olson could become a Hall of Famer.
Can I tell you something real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt. Last week, I dug out my Greg Olson Bears 82 jersey for the first time in since 2010. I had like 3 people stop me and say, "Hey, I like that Olson jersey."
3 different places.
Yeah, everyone. I was like, everyone likes this Olson jersey. Anyway, go ahead though. But go ahead. Your rant about Lovey. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you make me want to get a Greg Olson jersey now. Like that's one I would buy.
I bought it. I bought it when he was in his second year in 2008. I think I bought it.
But to me, that trade was ridiculous, and we had been all those years. We all kept bitching as fans about, where are we going to get another? When's our next Mike Ditka going to come along? Like we don't know how to develop tight ends. We never had a good tight end. We need a good tight end. That was in the 90s when everyone, the Niners and the Cowboys and they had those tight ends that we wanted. And
Brett Jones, Jay Novacek. Those are some references.
Exactly. Thank you. And
you're welcome.
And it kind of progressed throughout the years. The tight end started to grow more importance, and we were always bitching about it. And then we finally have the guy, and we trade him.
Because you didn't like Cap Bozo? I said you didn't like Cap Bozo? Oh. That's who we had when everyone had Brett Jones and Jay Novacek. We had Cap Bozo and RoboCop, James Thornton.
Yeah, I liked RoboCop. Cap Bozo had a nice catch.
Hey, he basically win a game on Monday night against the Jets for us, though.
Right. He had a nice catch. He had a nice game. That was a good game. He had a couple nice catches in that game, actually. But yeah, I remember that game. That was fun.
That game ended at like 1 a.m. Eastern time for me, and I was in the 5th grade. And my ass was still watching.
Yeah, so I was like, how old are you? 45 now?
43.
43. Okay, so God, so I was 7 years older. Yeah,
That was in 91. I was in the 5th grade.
Okay, so I was like 16. I remember on the floor we had that TV, you know, like the big ass tube TV that was on the mount that like.
Oh, that was like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, it was on the floor, you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Floor models.
Yeah, the floor model. It swiveled. I remember like just living and dying in every moment in that game, and they finally won late, and I was just freaking the fuck out as a 16-year-old.
Hey, the Bears were 4. What was it? 4? Yeah, we're 4-0. Beat Minnesota opening day, beat Tampa Bay, beat the Super Bowl champion Giants, and we beat the Jets. We're 4-0. Thought that season was going to be something.
With Jim Harbaugh as our quarterback.
Again, Jim got sick before the playoff game on the Friday. Before the game, he was in the hospital. And then he ended up playing like ass against Dallas.
Yeah.
We lost 17-13. That's the game where Tommy Waddle caught our touchdown and took such a vicious hit that he can't remember the touchdown because he was so concussed, and he rode to the hospital with his wife and shit and doesn't have any memory of any of that. That's kind of scary, you know?
Is that the smelling salt game?
That's not where he took that hit against Thomas Everett, which was even worse against
that was
Tampa.
The Cowboys game. Yeah, that was
Cowboys game. He had like 9 catches and a touchdown, but doesn't remember the second half or going to the hospital with his wife at all, which is extremely frightening, actually.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Remember that the linebacker for was it the Panthers? When he hit someone and then he like stood up and he like totally didn't know where he was at. He retired shortly after that. He was a stud for a while.
I'm not sure who you're referencing, honestly.
What was his name? Somebody help me out in chat here. Who's the linebacker? Played for the Panthers. Middle linebacker.
Carolina?
I think it was Carolina.
When I think Carolina, this is going back with Sam Mills. Remember he was in New Orleans before that?
Thank you. Luke Kuechly.
Kuechly retired already? Where the fuck have I been?
Kuechly retired like 2 years after that.
I don't know. Carolina, all I know is I need you to keep losing and give us the first pick in the draft. That's all I knew. I wasn't looking to see who their linebacker was. But yeah, I didn't know Kuechly retired.
That was when Ron Rivera went to Carolina, and basically he became his Brian Urlacher, and he was the best linebacker in the league for a while there, like shortly after Urlacher. Or right at the same time, and then when Urlacher was done, he kind of like took that position over for a while in the league, and then he put that one hit on someone, and he like sat there, and he didn't know where he was, and he started crying.
Oh God, I missed that altogether. I watch Bear games. I don't watch a lot of other teams.
Yeah, so then he retired. I think like a year or two after that. That kind of stuff is. What do you think about them wearing those big pads on their heads during the games now?
That's a go, right?
They're allowed to if they choose so.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were saying it changes the look of the game, and that's easy for us to say in the stands, while we're eating a fucking hot dog when somebody's putting their mind. Yeah, when they're putting their livelihood on the line. So no, if it makes them safer, then fuck it, man. I'll adjust to what I feel is hindering my view of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of it's gonna end up looking like a video game or something. They'll probably just eventually start putting the logos on the outside of those. So then you'll have these like giant heads running around everywhere. And it'll look weird, right? But if it's for the safety of the players, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's more important their lack of head trauma versus what we view as their preferable ambiance,
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who does wear those. Probably more in the trenches, right?
You would have to think it would be up in the middle. Hopefully Tevin Jenkins will wear one. We don't want him hurt this year.
Yeah.
If it'll help him stay up, then come on, Tevin. Wear that other afflicted helmet thing.
Yeah. Cliff's saying head condoms mean the NFL has less concussion liability because players have an option to protect themselves. Huh. Interesting thought. I guess that would definitely start to accrue itself with with those liabilities, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're not gonna see some, Deion Sanders kind of a like cornerback in the league, like what's his name? Sauce Gardner. He's not gonna wear one of those, You're not gonna see like that top diva receiver in the league wearing one of those, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care. As long as the Bears win, they can wear all those fucking helmets. The whole team can wear those helmets. I don't care.
Yeah, I think it would be better if they all just wore them, right?
Just one of those things. I mean, the story that the guy that wore the first face mask, he had stitches in his mouth, so he wore the single bar. I can't remember which player it was. It's so many years ago. But he wore the single bar to protect the stitches in his mouth, and nobody else had a bar. And then before you know it, everybody had a bar. And then they had a full helmet. So the game evolves.
Mm-hmm.
Is my point.
Mm-hmm. And if it's for player safety, I'm all for it. I mean, this is the game that we love. We don't want to see it turn into flag football because it's too dangerous to play.
The thing that bothers me more than any with the NFL, and call me a conspiracy theorist if you like, but is the biased calls toward the preeminent players in the league, especially Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't watch a game without Mahomes getting just a myriad of calls that are just completely incendiary because they're so poor and biased toward Kansas City. And that kind of shit is way more meaningful to me than what helmet they're wearing.
And that's going to happen with your quarterback moving forward, and it's still going to piss you off.
If it beats Green Bay, then fuck it. I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
But, we've seen those games where we were like, there really wasn't a good call, but I'll take it. We're going to get a lot of those.
The Kansas City fans, and I know a bunch of them, never admit that. I'm telling you, if I'm a Bears fan, the coolest road fans I've ever had, just as an example, the same point I was about to make, was at that Bears-Pittsburgh game in 2021 when Fields was going off, and we had the Steelers beaten, and that guy did the leg twist, the karate kick thing, and they threw the flag, and it cost us the game. The Steeler fans I was around told Sylvester and I, they were like, oh, man, we'll take it, but that's bullshit. You got screwed tonight. You got screwed. That's what the Steeler fans around me said. Man, the Kansas City fans act like you're out of your mind if you question, like when they cheated the Eagles in the Super Bowl the year before, or Cincinnati in the AFC Championship game. Just all the calls go their way. I don't need to go through it. I'm sticking with my pledge, and it makes people mad or whatever. Unless it's the Super Bowl, unless it's a Bears game, I'm not watching Mahomes. Now, again, if I'm at a bar and it's on, I'm not going to be like, I refuse to eat dinner here. That's crazy. If I'm at my house and somebody's like, dude, I want to watch the game. Okay, I'm not going to be like, you can't watch this game. Wow. But if it's up to me, I'll watch it with somebody else that wants to, like, that's what I'm trying to say. But if it is up to me, I am not watching a single Patrick Mahomes game unless it's against the Bears or the Super Bowl. And the way the refs cheat for him, he'll probably be back in the Super Bowl again. I'm so disgusted. It's like, why put myself through that? When I know it's coming, I'm like, oh, God, here's the fucking break. And then they show Taylor Swift up in the stands. It just makes me want to puke. So, yeah, I don't need to watch that shit. You know what it does? It upsets me. Does anyone remember the Kansas City Bears game in week 3 last year when Greg Olsen kept saying shit like 1989 is my favorite record of all time? No, it's not, you pandering, lying bastard. That's why Tom Brady took your job, because you're sitting there saying these dumb things like kissing her ass. I know the Bears are being blown out, but to be like, Fields with the 8-yard completion. Hey guys, look, Taylor Swift's at the game. Like, there's a fucking game. Like, somebody's running down the field right now. Can we stick with the game? I mean, we're watching the game. Like, everything isn't Kansas City oriented. Like, there are Bears fans watching this game, and they just pounded us, not just on the field, but with the commentating that's supposed to be neutral.
Aldo saying never watched.
No. That's not fair. That is not fair. I did watch a bunch of Mahomes, the majority of his career. I said that last season that I wouldn't watch anymore, and I did not until the Super Bowl. My point is that is continuing in 2024. I'm just abstaining from this. I don't need to watch this shit and be upset. Everyone else can pretend that he doesn't get calls. I'm telling you like it is, because it's the fucking truth.
Aldo, isn't it going to be so much fun to watch this Dan when it's actually his quarterback?
But I'll have the wherewithal to tell you, oh, we got a break, and we'll take it. Like I said, the Kansas City fans, Mahomes fans are intellectually dishonest. They will not tell you the truth and say they know they got breaks. They pretend that you're a conspiracy theorist, and they besmirch you. Mm-hmm. Like I will tell you the truth. If I'm like, oh, that's a bad call, but fuck it, we'll take it. Yeah, I could respect them if they said that. Yeah. I could respect that, but that's not what you get with Kansas City fans.
Yeah, I understand. It's this reminds me of for 15 years I worked in a room, no bigger than a normal sized bedroom with 3 people on a computer. One of them was a fucking Packers fan. I've told you this story. We had the running jersey bed, all that shit. This guy fucking rode my ass. This guy was. I wanted to fucking just kick his. I wanted to get into a fist fight with him sometimes. I wanted to just take my keyboard, walk up behind him, and just smash him on the back of the head until all the keys popped off. This guy was so awful. The way he would ride my ass through that Favre, then going into the Aaron Rodgers years. And then I moved. And
good for you.
I didn't have any Packer fan fucks in my life anymore like that. And, I go back to work now. I work out of Illinois, and there's a guy there who's a Cubs fan and a Packers fan. So they took us all out to dinner one night, and we're all sitting around this table, at the restaurant having amazing food, and they were treating us all, 5-star, man. And I see the guy I'm sitting across from him, and he's wearing a Cubs hat. And I go, so would you wear your Packers jersey and a Cubs hat out? And he's like, no, I'm not that stupid. And so me having a podcast now and, going on 3 years and having made friends with other people in the, other fans of other communities and trying to be more respectful because I'm on the air and people are watching me. I don't want to be the kind of scumbag that fucking Packer fan made me all those years against him and other Packer fans.
It's okay against the Packer fans. I'm sorry, it is.
I was in like a Zen moment, and he's like, I'm not that stupid. I wouldn't do that. And I go, so what do you think about Caleb Williams?
Oh God, here it comes.
He just, oh God, just in typical fucking asshole Packer fan response, just like, ha, ha, ha. He just starts laughing. He's like, Caleb Williams sucks. Have you seen him? Have you seen his best game? Or have you seen all of his games against the best teams in the, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh man, really? I forgot that I was back up there in real time talking to a Packer fan, whereas it's different if you're talking to a Packer fan in Florida or Georgia, or if you're driving across the country and run into them. Usually they're pretty cool.
No,
they're not pretty cool, but they're pretty respectful.
I don't think they're cool or respectful.
But no, the further you get to the border of Wisconsin, and then vice versa, it gets much, much worse, and it kind of works there, and it works its way from the border out in both directions, right? And this guy was just such a fucking asshole that I just literally was like, he kept just going on, and I was like, and I thought maybe I could get a respectful moment out of him, like I would say to, our Lions fan who comes on the show, and hey, mad respect for what you got going there with what you've done with Jared Goff and blah 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 blah, because I couldn't acknowledge it, but this fucking guy couldn't even acknowledge it. And then he started going on about Jordan Love, and I was like, okay, listen, I don't want to ruin my dinner. I just wanted to, let's just stop talking about it. Literally, that's how it ended.
But I can say, my response to the Jordan Love thing, let me say one thing, backtrack, I'll get right back to your point. I want to say, I don't want to seem like I'm unfair to Mahomes. Mahomes won the Super Bowl. Mahomes was the best player on the field when they won the Super Bowl against San Francisco, and it was his personal greatness that led them to victory. I'm not fucking so biased that I can't acknowledge that, but I am objective enough to see when he's getting calls and not just riding his dick the way everybody else does. But off of Mahomes look, Love had a good rookie year. He beat Mike McCarthy. The Packer fans love that, right? But let's not forget, their playoff loss to San Francisco was a result of Jordan Love's interception. Can we not forget that? If that had been Jay Cutler, if that had been Rex Grossman or Justin Fields, the Packer fans would have been beating their dicks. Your quarterback lost another game. Well, your quarterback lost your second-round playoff game with a pick, and they act like that didn't happen. That's exactly what I would say to what the Packer fans say now more than anything is, oh, did you hear Caleb Williams paints his fingernails? I bet he's gay. God. I don't give a fuck how much dick Caleb Williams sucks. If he wins, I'll suck a dick with him. I just want to win.
If he wins the Super Bowl this year, everyone will have fucking pink nails at the fucking...
I'll paint my fingernails if we win, and I've never painted my fingernails. So.
And then they'll make fun of us for that. And then we'll be like, joke's on you. This is a different world now. You can't make fun of us for that. That fan, oh God, I forgot what I was going to say, but damn, that fan is just, it's so, I'm getting to it. It's now they have, they have only won fucking 2 Super Bowls with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. One went to 2, one went to 1.
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers has as many NFC championship trophies as Rex fucking Grossman.
But he did beat us to get it, though. Let's be fair.
Yeah, that's what just put me into a funk for years, dude.
You too.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to talk about that. And here they sit on their high horse because they have beat us with those quarterbacks. That's it. Go win some fucking Super Bowls with those quarterbacks. Why don't you go draft Aaron Rodgers, a wide receiver? Why am I going?
No, it's okay. Vent. I hate the Packers too.
Fucking I hate the fucking Packers, but I realized doing
I want to go back to Lovey. I want to go back to Lovey, Dan. Let's bring back the 04 audio. Let's bring back the 04 audio where Lovey said, first thing we want to do is beat the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. And that's
next thing we want to do is win the division. Mm-hmm. Then we want to win the Super Bowl. That's a great soundbite, and that's the way we should play it, as opposed to Mark Trestman or even Matt Nagy, who both were like, no game is bigger than the other one, which is bullshit because the divisional games are way more important for your playoff positioning, and then it's the conference games over the AFC games, the interconference games. So, yeah, these games are more important, but yet those vanilla coaches would sit there and tell you, oh, it's all the same. No, I want somebody like Ditka telling you, fuck those guys over there. We want to beat them. I don't know if we've got that with our current coach. He's like changing his beard and his hair and trying to – I don't know what the fuck he's doing this offseason, but I hope he's successful this year. But I don't know if he's got the fire that we want for that. But if he beats them, I don't give a shit. Whatever.
Yeah, if we come out and lose the first game to the Packers with our new shiny toy quarterback.
Well, that game's so far into the season, you never know who's going to be hurt or anything by then. It's like it's in the middle of November. I mean, so let's just beat Tennessee. Let's focus on Tennessee right now and get that one.
Here's the other thing that just really grinds my gears, Dan. Mr. Mayhem pointing out here, Jordan Love is nothing special. Yet, Jordan Love passed for more yards and touchdowns and less, 12 interceptions and 30 something touchdowns.
And he still threw the game losing interception to the San Francisco 49ers.
He still holds that over us that he beat us twice. And we did lose both games. Yeah, he beat us twice.
We did.
Now he owns us, right? He's continuing the leg. This is what I'm just giving the Packers fans all of their
we keep talking about this. I'm just going to go take a dump.
Giving themselves rights to talk shit to us.
Speaking of shit.
And he has a better season than both the previous quarterbacks in their first. That's all. Fuck the Packers.
Nobody's more arrogant than the Packers fans. Nobody.
Fuck Green Bay. Fuck Green Bay. Everyone.
I hate Green Bay the way, if we wanted to turn this into politics, which we don't, but the way, let's say, Israel and the Palestinians can't get their shit together and one side hates the other, that's the way I am. I'm uncontrollably biased against Green Bay. There's nothing that will ever change my mind. Nothing. I will hate them until I die.
Yeah. I've wished the same things that you have wished.
Death.
Yes.
Mike Holmgren, die. Or even before, like with the instant replay game. Don Mikowski, you die, you son of a bitch. I don't know why I'm going Vince McMahon on you. Eddie Lee Ivory, fuck you.
Yeah, man.
He was a backup running back, if you all don't remember. Eddie Lee Ivory. William Henderson, fuck you. Remember him, the fullback? God, I hated William Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
Or the guy named Coon. And then the stands would go, Coon, every time he got like a half a yard for a first down. Hated that guy, too.
Oh, God, yeah. B.J. Robbins, or B.J.
B.J. Raji, the 440-pound defensive tackle that intercepted Caleb Haney in the NFC Championship game to advance to the Super Bowl at Soldier Field. Yes, I hate him, too.
Sterling Sharp, fucking.
Yeah, at least Sterling Sharp was good.
Every other receiver that came after him. I can't even remember the two guys in between the last guy. Oh,
Robert Brooks, Bill Schroeder, who I hated. Remember Billy Schrader? He said that there was a Schrader, whatever, said there was no real rivalry here because we keep beating them. Like, dude, you're a rookie. Fuck you.
It's going to be very interesting because we think that this schedule is favorable to us.
We say that every year.
Yeah, right. Well,
this is the year. It looks good.
Well, that's where I was talking about earlier. Like, oh, I'm starting to get worried because now I'm just being fucking Bears fan Dan, and just I'm known for the same thing because I have the same name, and I'm the fucking same guy as you with just a little bit less of a memory. And it's like, okay, I get to a point every year and I think optimistically we're going to have this winning record and we fucking suck. And if we actually get into this season where we are kind of ahead here, this is kind of here's the schedule. This is our prediction. There was 5 of us on the panel that came up with this. It was collectively, we took the best of, the majority wins, and we came up with 12-5. And you get to the Packers after what? It's week 9 against the Packers. Is that week 10?
We have a bye in there too before. We have a bye after that Jaguar game.
Oh, right. Yeah, I got to insert that right here. Okay. But so now the anxiety going into that game for me personally is going to be, can this quarterback finally, if we're fucking 0-10 and we get to that game and I go, if this quarterback, if he can he beat the fucking Packers? If he beats the Packers, do you know what kind of weight that's going to take off of all of us? Even if we're 0-10, what that would be like if we just win that fucking game against the Packers.
I'm sorry, looking at this, why did everyone, I know I wasn't a part of this, seriously. Why does everyone have the Patriots game in Chicago as a loss? They have a new coach, a new quarterback. Belichick's gone. Like, the Patriots aren't going to be any good.
There was 5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I said, and my pick was that New England would lose that game, and I believe that. We beat them against Belichick last time we played them on Monday Night Football anyway.
There was 5 of us. 4 of us picked a loss.
Right, I picked a win on that.
I picked a win, too.
I don't know why everyone thinks that you can lose to anybody, but still on paper, we're talking paper on June 18th. New England should be a win right there. I mean, who the fuck are the Patriots? I don't even know who the Patriots coach is. I can't tell you the coach's name.
Jared Mayo.
Who?
Jared Mayo.
No, I heard what you said. I'm being facetious.
Oh. Who? Former player.
Who? Who's the quarterback?
He literally has a brand of mayo.
Who's the quarterback?
Drake.
It's Drake May, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's Mitch Trubisky 2.0.
I forget why everyone started saying and why they thought it was. Is that like a primetime game or something?
I don't think so. I think it's on the lakefront on a fucking noon central kickoff.
I think you're right, actually. I don't know how we came up with that. And I actually chose the Packers as a win, but collectively,
I picked both Green Bay games as losses just to be fair, because I can't come out and say the Bears are going to win 17 games. And until we beat Green Bay, we haven't beaten them. So I chose the loss on both of those. I hope that fucking isn't going to happen. But if I have to make some predictions, I have to predict losses. And the team that's owned you for 30 years, I mean, okay, you want to win, but until you have, you haven't. So that's why I selected losses.
Wait a second. I think I messed this up. I'm looking at it. I wrote it all down, but it's very jumbled. So let me remove this. This is
where's Aldo? He's with us, right? He's at least listening.
This is how I wrote it down. So I think I actually messed up. I think that's actually a win. I think we're 13-4, which is actually what my prediction was. God, I'm ridiculous. I had the first four. I have us 5-0, losing 2, winning 4 in a row, losing 2 in a row, and then winning 4 in a row again. That's where I.
Is Aldo with us?
What's wrong with me? No, he hasn't popped in yet.
But I saw him comment.
Yeah, he was commenting. Maybe he doesn't want to join us.
God damn it.
I know. I was looking forward to talking to the PodFather too.
Let me ask you a question before you get back into something.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nikki's never been to Chicago. So, we are potentially selling a house. And if that happens, then obviously we have money to do a little bit what we want to do. But in a hypothetical world, if she doesn't sell her house, then probably the only game we may get a chance to go to, just because it seems like because of the date, people are much more willing to give up their tickets. My question was going to be for you. The day after Christmas, after your birthday, it's a Thursday night affair. The Bears hosting Seattle. And like I said, if she doesn't sell, I shouldn't say we, but we're going to be married, whatever. Yeah. If we don't sell our house, probably that's the only shot we've got of coming to a game is real late in the year because the tickets are more affordable.
Like when?
That's what I was going to say. December 26th. Is that a chance for you and Chris?
I'm already going.
You're going to that Thursday night game?
Going to the Sunday before against the Lions and that game against the Seahawks. Yeah.
Okay, and Chris is going to go too?
No.
Is he not coming?
No, he wasn't able to save up the money.
That's too bad. Okay.
So I mean, we did it last year with a GoFundMe, so we were hoping he could do it, but the ticket prices are a lot more expensive for Christmas to fly in from England.
Right, I can imagine, yeah.
So, well, we actually have Jason UK Bears coming out. He does the British Bears show with them. He's coming out for the 18th, from the 18th to the 30th, and then we're going to go to both of those games. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe, like I said, if we don't sell our house, their only shot's probably one of those cold weather games. So maybe we can link up. I was hoping Chris would be there, though.
Yeah, me too. How my whole family was. Everyone was looking forward to him coming out. You know, everyone was. Chris is listening to this. He's probably kicking himself in the ass. So I don't want to make him feel bad. But I
know how to get Chris on track and talk about Gavin Rosdale and the band Bush. I don't get it. Chris is always like, "Oh, fuck you, mate." He hates Bush.
How about just don't go to a Bush concert? Donate that to Chris. We'll let's get like a small fund of pitch in. We can buy him and the airfare at least. And then I'm
working on our airfare at least. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man, because hotels that time of year are tough too. So that's the only detriment. Yeah. Plus the tickets. I don't know. I hope to be there. At least one game, take her there. If her kid's going to still be a Baltimore fan, the Bears are going to be in Baltimore in 2025. So I'll probably take him to that game.
Hold on a second. We have our producer, Carl, is he wants
Ooh.
to. We have on our Thursday show, we have a new producer.
I'm just
Carl.
kidding, man. I'm kidding.
Hold on. Carl, stay there. You just got to.
Carl Marks is joining us.
There you go. Oops.
Is it Carl with a K? It is. Okay. Well, he's definitely a communist.
He's definitely a communist.
There we go. So, this is how we did it as everyone that the collective for our record prediction.
Oh, we did a show where I was involved in this too, and my name's not even there.
Yeah. That's because we do a show on
Thursday. It is Carl with a K. God, look at that. It's Carl.
I see it.
Karl Marx.
It's not. Who are you, McCarthy?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to out all the red commies. I'm Joe McCarthy tonight. Wasn't he from Wisconsin? I bet that bastard was a Packers fan too.
So wait, where were the Okay, so the Patriots were a win.
That should be a victory. Most people, I bet the Bears will be favored by like a touchdown in that game when it comes rolling around. Unless something's wrong with Caleb. God for fucking bid. But I just, man, that Patriots game should be a W.
So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a loss. That's a win. I don't know how. I have to relook at this. See, I didn't have this spreadsheet. Mine was this bad. So, thank you, Carl. I'll put that together and well, you're our producer, so we can work on this. We can change that record prediction, and I think that makes it 13-4 collectively, doesn't it?
It would appear that there are 4 losses on the board under the collective tab there.
Yeah.
If he was Carl with a C, I was going to go with Carl the Truth Williams, a man that Mike Tyson knocked out in about 38 seconds back in 1989, a fight I watched live on HBO. But since he's got it, Carl with a K, he's Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
That man is a communist.
God, stop.
Hey, I'm a Democrat. I'm a communist too.
I am not a fucking communist.
My uncle is a K with a Carl. Or
really?
Carl with a K, yeah.
I'm just kidding, Carl, but it is funny though. In my opinion.
You want to come in here and give him some shit, Carl?
No.
He didn't want none of your shit. He's like, no.
Oh no! Now you pissed off our producer.
That's it. We're kicked off.
I mean, if you do a Google search with the name Carl with a K, what comes up first?
I don't know.
Karl Marx.
Oh my God.
No, Karl Lagerfeld, fashion accessory, gifts, and more.
Who?
Karl Lagerfeld.
God, we can't do anything or go anywhere because of you.
I'm
sorry he's offending you, Carl.
Carl, it's all in good fun.
I'm sorry, Carl.
Man. It's all in good fun. Damn.
You did Carl dirty.
What did you say?
You did Carl dirty.
No, what did Carl say? We have to change around the screens here. That's how. There we go. Oh, so you really offended him now, Dan.
No, I'm not offended. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I think my audio settings are all messed up.
Yeah. We can hear you.
My speaker's going. No one's offending me. I'm just being silly with you guys.
Oh,
okay. Good.
I got you.
It's okay. It's okay for you to be offended and not like him. It's really okay.
Bottom dweller, whatever you want to call him. That was the bottom of the barrel joke, Dan Aguire. So
Bottom of the
Karl
barrel.
Marx, you're a communist.
Okay.
Oh no, now you're offending Dan. Watch out.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
I mean, fuck. I said I was sorry, man.
It's so funny because I asked him if he wanted to produce a show today. He's like, no, I gotta get up early for work tomorrow. So no. And now he look at it. Now he's thinking
What
about
the fuck?
it. That sounds like a soundbite. Yeah, what the fuck? Aldo, where are you at, man? Get your ass in here. You only have what, 14 minutes to go, Dan?
No, I can stay until 11:30 East, but I mean, if I'm not wanted, fuck it, man.
Oh God, I'm thinking it was 11:17 right now. Okay, we're good. So where were we before everyone started offending everyone there?
Fuck, I don't know.
Aldo saying, Dan, you are collective.
Which Dan?
I think he means you. I'm Shorty, right?
Yeah, I think he was talking about that chart you had up with the.
Oh, I'm collective.
Yeah.
I had us losing both Green Bay games, though. Just because they haven't done it. They've lost 10 games in a row to the Packers. And don't forget that happened during the Wani years, too.
Oh, look at my producer's trying to offend me.
What I guess. There it is.
Where is it? There we go. That was me making fun of somebody, and then he took that screenshot to make fun of me with it. That's even better.
When is Aldo joining us? If he's commenting, he's listening. Let's bring him on board.
Aldo, get your ass in here. Wait, he did say 11, right?
Yeah, I think that was his estimate. But if he's
he said like 10 minutes ago. He said like 10 minutes on the chat.
okay.
He said 10 minutes.
Good.
That was
I
like
didn't even
10
know
minutes
that.
ago.
Oh man. So where were we? We were going somewhere with something there a minute ago. Oh, the collective record. And kind of what it means to what do you think? But you kind of already answered the question, right? Or did you really answer it? Because I gave you my like ultimate fear is that we're gonna fuck this up. That's like I can't help but think it. But you're totally on board that.
I mean, every year I sit here. If it was 2002 when we're about to go 4-12, I'm like, well, we were 13-3 last year, and I'm never going to come on here and say even like 2017 or 16 rather when we're 3-13. I'm not going to come up here and tell you, oh, we're going to be terrible this year. That's not my style. If you don't think that you can win, then why are you a fan? But is it plausible that they just are disappointing again? Of course they are. I mean, of course they are. I could sit here and count the 37, 38 seasons or whatever I've been watching the Bears. They've made. Okay. All right. Post Super Bowl. You ready for this? Again, I've done this before, but since Super Bowl, how many times have the Bears made the playoffs? 86, 87. Are you paying attention? Yes. 86, 87, 88, 90, 91, 94, 2001, 2005, 2006, 2010, 2018, 2020. They've made the playoffs 12 times since winning Super Bowl 20. So it would seem like more than likely they wouldn't make it again. But I mean, I can't think that way, man.
So you taking it from then, it makes it sound a lot better because I always use it in this vein. Since I turned 18 years old in 1988, basically, so since Ditka left the team.
Okay. All right. We'll do that then. From Wani on.
7 times?
From Wannstedt on, you've got 94, 2001, 2005, 2010, 2018, 2020. You have 6 times since 1993 when Dave Wannstedt took over. So in 30 years, the Bears have made the playoffs 6 times. There you go.
And Matt Nagy inflated those numbers by adding 2.
Exactly. because he had Wani with 1 and Dick Duran with 1 and Lovey with 3.
For the longest time, it was 4. And it kind of pisses me off that Matt Nagy added 2 to it because they seem fake. It's like I'd rather be sitting here miserable saying at least, we only made it 4 times because it's almost like Nagy. I just disdain him for whatever reason so much that I wish he didn't inflate those numbers and make it seem more, better than it really is. Because it's really 4 times since I became.
Well, no, 5 because Lovey had 3 and Wani had 1 and Dick Duran had 1. Lovey had 05, 06, and 10.
5.
And Duran had 01 when we were 13-3, and Wani was great in 94. Not great, but got us to the second round. We lost to San Francisco.
Yeah. That's why. And every one of those years that we didn't make the playoffs, I had him with a winning record.
Of course. Most people did, I think.
That's why I'm sitting here calling 13-4 winning the Super Bowl. I'm like, Jesus, what are you doing to yourself? Don't do this to yourself again. Just pick him to be 4-13. You'd be a lot happier when
you have to be, as much as the history matters, and it does, but as much as history matters, you have to view it through the lens of the current optimism. The organization feels like that they can win. And when's the last time they said that? When Ditka was coach? When they really legitimately thought okay, Lovey. To be fair, Lovey took us to a Super Bowl. But either way, it's been a decade and a half. Maybe since when they got Jay Cutler, they thought they could win. But again, they didn't put any receivers around him. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, it's been a long time since they thought we could win versus hoping we can win. So they would make a trade, I think, in October before the deadline if the Bears need another piece. They did that last year with Sweat. So, they're taking swings at it, man. And the current Bears can't be, you can't compare them to all the other failures. It's 2024, and let's go, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to, I overanalyze things for a living. So
I get you.
I'm starting to look at, like, am I overanalyzing this too much? And am I going to set myself up for an ultimate letdown? We have Aldo coming in.
Yes.
So let's bring him in with us.
Yay!
What's up?
There he is.
Fuck Green Bay.
How are y'all?
It's always good to see you, Aldo.
It's always good to be seen. Check out my t-shirt, man. It's awesome.
Mike Dick is Willow Lounge, Willowbrook Lanes, Plainfield Road.
Isn't that where we went? We went to his restaurant that day, right?
No, that's the restaurant. This was a bowling alley that he had an interest in way back in the 60s.
Oh, but that was the town we went to, though, right?
No, Oak Park.
Oak Park. Fuck, I'm fucking. Yeah.
Willow Park is not too far, I think. How are you all?
Aldo, it's what an honor. Thank you for it's kind of interesting because this is Bear Their Souls in a way, but we're doing it from BCP. And thank you for asking me to sit in for you and then surprising me with doing it on my own channel. So that's pretty awesome. We're having a great time. It's great to see you. It's always great to hear your voice, and especially when it's talking to one of us. And thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for arranging all this. This is cool.
You bet. Well, it was Dan Aguire's idea. And so I just helped to make it happen. And I think it's the right thing to do to hold it on your channel because, first of all, it's easier for you. Secondly, and it's been our intention, both yours and mine, and Dan and everyone else, to share audiences and grow this portion of Bears podcasting, webcasting collectively, if you will. Yeah. Since you've been using the word collective today.
That's my key word for the day.
Yeah, I love it. Check out this beer I'm drinking, created by Iron Maiden.
Trooper, huh?
Yeah.
The band Iron Maiden, eh?
Uh,
What was that word, that term that the Bears kept using like a couple years ago when Nagy was in that presser and they were like, was it synergy or something like that? They kept saying over.
Yeah. Collaboration. Was it a
Collaboration, yes, instead of collective. We're collaborating tonight.
We're collaborating tonight.
it's a collab.
Exactly. How's Nikki? If I can interrupt?
Hello.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I had a wet dream with you the other day, but
So did I.
Please tell me all about it right now in detail.
after the show. What have you guys been talking about?
Oh God, we've been the last thing we were just talking about was my my QB PTSD starting to settle in again, and I predict 13-4. This is our collective for I have to change the screens around here. Hold on a second.
And while you're doing that, let me tell Aldo, the Bears have made the playoffs 6 times since Wani took over in '93. Just 6 times.
Wow, that is so sad, isn't it? Well,
that is so sad. Because we've all been aging during this entire process too. You know.
Yeah, no shit. So, I saw this nice graphic. What's your producer's name who did this?
That's Carl with a K.
God, don't acknowledge. Don't acknowledge. Oh, he said Marx.
Not a fucking communist.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got buried for making I got buried for making that joke. So,
Carl definitely is making some money off of this since he's not a communist. He didn't do this for free.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that because I was like, Carl with the K. Come on, that's the first thing any fair-minded person, any good American like myself would think of. Joseph McCarthy tonight.
I honestly have an uncle with a K. Is Carl? He's a Carl with a K. So that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, I got to tell you, I see a lot of green there, and that's good. You know, all of Chicago Bears fandom is feeling really, really positive. Mark Potash put out a tweet today because Brandon Ayuk, the stellar wide receiver from the 49ers, is going to be on the market. They can't work out a long-term contract. And Mark Potash sent out a tweet saying, this is the first time a receiver like Brandon Ayuk has been available, and Bears fans on Twitter are saying, we're fine. Which is true. We don't need them. We're fine, man. We got 3 great receivers and a promising young quarterback. So, man, we should all be really, really happy and positive, upbeat about what's about to happen.
I'm so positive and upbeat that I've come full circle, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. You're too positive and upbeat. Like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, do you have the schedule up? Because my only concern is that they could potentially get off to a slow start. And, if they can, I'm absolutely certain they're going to win that first game. But if they can win that second game at Houston, playing against a tough Texans team, and that's a nationally televised game too, right?
That'll be Caleb's first start in prime time.
Look at that. So if they can pull that off and get to 2-0, that will help this team tremendously. Colts are going to be tough in Indianapolis. The Rams at Soldier Field is a tough game simply because the Rams, man, Les Snead has done a nice job. After they won the Super Bowl, everybody thought, well, they're going to have to start rebuilding soon. They're rebuilding, and they're doing a fucking great job with 3rd-round draft picks or 4th-round draft picks. Before we get to that Panthers, Jaguars, Commanders, Cardinals, because those are 4 straight wins there. Mm-hmm. If we can come out 3-1 out of those first 4 games, I'd be so fucking happy, man.
Everybody seems to think the Jaguar game is an automatic L because it's in Europe. I mean, maybe it is, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I can say, knowing Aldo, after that big contract that their quarterback just got, he thinks he's incredibly overrated. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I think Trevor Lawrence, that draft that had those 4 or 5 quarterback coming out, the kid from North Dakota State, Trey Lance, who's now the backup with Dallas. Of course, Justin Fields, the kid that was with the Patriots, Mac Jones, is now, I don't know where the fuck he is, and the kid that was with the Jets. All those guys have been a bust. The best guy has been Trey Lawrence, but he's got nothing to write home against. He hasn't really fulfilled that promise that he had. So
except that one big playoff comeback win.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. So, but I don't think that the Bears defense is afraid of him. I think the Bears defense is going to be licking their chops at him because that's 2 or 3 turnovers in that game. And it's in London, but and even though Jacksonville has played there a lot more than the Bears have, it's going to be a Bears fan. It's going to be like a real home game for us. There's going to be so many Bears fans there. I wish I was going to be there with all you guys.
I think Chris Watts will be there.
That fucker.
I'm sure George will be there.
No,
of course. Yeah.
Chris Watts isn't going to make it this year.
But he's not going to make it to the Jaguars game in London?
Oh, in London? Yeah, he might make that one. Sorry.
Yeah, keep up with us, man.
I'm sorry. I was reading the chat.
I love it when Dan says, "Hey, are you paying attention to me?" I love when he says that. And Shorty and I are like double and triple tasking. Yeah, I listen to you.
Oh, shit. That's the worst when you're like, "Oh fuck, what were we just talking about?"
Like we were talking about Chris.
No, I'm saying it's the worst when you start paying attention to, like I'm doing right now, trying to get the screen back to what it was, and then you're like, you totally lose track of what they were talking about. And you're like, fuck, okay, where I just, and I see you do it a lot with Greg Gabriel. You're like, and then
I've been having that problem for years, but now I've got an excuse. Well, it's my TIA that I had 10 months ago. That's why I'm not tracking with you guys.
Yeah.
And
how are you, my friend?
You're better though, right, Aldo? Correct?
Yeah, I am. I got I went through a physical and came back pretty good. I am going for some physical therapy, but it's not for anything, serious. It's like my lower back has been giving me problems. Man, I wish for the next, I'm going to tease the next Their Soulz show. I've been looking at chiropractor videos, because I need some chiropractor work. And all of these chiropractor videos are getting 4 or 5 million views. And you know why? Because they've got some hot chick in a mini skirt and no bra on, and the chiropractor's adjusting him. And then I'm reading the comments, and you guys are here for the same reason I'm here, right? I just get to watch this thing manipulated around. And there was this one video. The chiropractor is basically, I was, I'm a dirty old man. I was offended by what he was doing to this woman. He would put his crotch and ass down by her neck area and start going like this, like he's cracking her bones. I'm like, you're not fucking doing anything but jerking off on her neck, man. What is going on here?
You were doing that last night.
Doesn't that make you feel weird when you get offended by stuff like that? It's like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Look at Cliff says, don't have a masseuse walk on your back, although a hot friend of mine walked on mine one time and broke a rib. Still bugs me at times. Wow, that well, how much does she weigh, Cliff? That's one thing. Because I actually had a masseuse who weighed about 110 pounds, an Asian woman. She walked up and down on my back, and I fucking gave her a $50 bill at the end. It was so good. Uh-oh. You got some chiropractor video coming up?
This damn screen. I don't know how you do it. You're so good with your screen, switching them around without having Dan having his video up.
Well, what's going on with your producer, Mr. Karl Marx? What's going on with him?
I'm not a fucking terrorist.
He wasn't here earlier, so I still have to.
Oh, that's not chiropractor. That's
kind of some chiropractor moves, right? These are the ones that would be offensive.
I know for a fact that I had Nikki in that same position last night.
Wait a minute, that is Nikki.
Now I'm gonna have next time I log in, I'm gonna have 20,000 of these videos in my stream.
Exactly.
Let's see if
Holy
does she
shit.
change positions.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to
Well,
find some different ones.
Keep it rolling until she comes. Because I'm about to come out there.
I want to see where this is going.
I'll tell you where it's going.
Hey, these are the things that you actually have to do, though. Like as you're getting older, you need to do these kind of stretches, for your Kegel.
Trust me, I know it.
We take care of her in that aspect.
There you go. Man, you guys make such a perfect couple for each other. You really do.
Oh, so here we go. Looks like my producer's taking over.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Do you think that should be something someone's allowed to do that to your spine?
And she looks like she loved that, by the way.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Steve Phillips is like, what did I walk into?
You know who would love all of these moves? Deshaun Watson.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I should have had more of these videos prepared. Maybe Carl can work. Carl, just pull up some. Just find the next best hot yoga video. This is the Their Soulz conglomeration.
Hey, I got one thing I was wanting to say to you all before he's pulling that up. Has anyone noticed that Fields, when he went to Pittsburgh, was wearing 5, but now he's wearing 2? So Aldo, if you get your brother a Fields jersey, he's now number 2.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But getting back to football, I'd like to share the news coming out today regarding Justin is that Russell Wilson completely outplayed him during the OTAs, and that Fields was still doing the kinds of mistakes that he did with the Bears, missing guys open over the middle, not looking really secure. But the one thing that was troubling is that one report said that he seemed disinterested at times.
Oh, man.
And that was, to me, either total fabrication or this guy really is going to ruin his potential in the National Football League if it's true, because he's got way too much talent to be, not totally tuned in.
That's a damning report, but I wanted to say one other thing we talked about when you weren't here that I know you would have a strong reaction to is that Willie Mays has passed away.
Yes. Say hey, Willie Mays. I actually saw him play at Wrigley Field. I mean, he was way past his prime, but
he's with the Mets?
Yeah, he was with the Mets. And because I was just getting into baseball in the late 60s, I did a lot of reading up on him, and over the years have just always been consumed by Willie Mays news and stuff. That guy, I think, if he's not the best Major League Baseball player of all time, then he's definitely one of the best, because he did everything. Hit, run, steal bases, defense. He just did it all. He had no fucking deficiencies at his game. And, and he was such a good spirit. And if he didn't play at Candlestick Park, which is the wind is 95% of the time blowing in, he would have had 700-800 home runs. There's no doubt in my mind. Willie Mays, God bless him, rest his soul.
Yeah, we had a moment of silence earlier for.
I saw that.
Willie Mays. Yeah.
Well done.
Isn't he Let's Play 2? Isn't that his?
No, that was Ernie Banks with Chicago Cubs. Yeah. He was Say Hey, Willie Mays. Famous because he played stickball on New York's inner city streets, and he had this real high pitched voice. He was a great. Speaking of great, oh my gosh!
What? Oh no, I just gave my producer. Is this the one where he starts putting his
No, this is not the one, but I still want to see this one.
She's too young. She's too young. I feel weird.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little weird too. Yeah.
Carl's only 30, so I'll give him a break.
All right,
Let me see if I can find a link for Carl. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Holy shit. My YouTube page, I got 2 YouTube accounts, the Barroom Network and my Aldo page. My Aldo page, when I open it up, it's like fucking porn. It's like the algorithms, you know.
I am not surprised by that at all. I am not surprised by that at all.
Oof,
That's what I was saying. It's like once you look at one of those, you're fucked for like you got to stop looking at them.
Exactly.
Like, I think YouTube is judging me.
Well put.
My wife's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I'm like, "Listen, I pulled it up for the show the other night." Got my fingers crossed behind my back. No, listen, Mr. Mayhem, I know you love Justin Fields. PJ, if you're listening to this, please he's probably going to come in right now and catch this because it's just, PJ loves Justin Fields too.
Well, so did Aldo. So did I.
So did I. I mean, I've said it a million times. I started this podcast because I thought he was going to become I thought he would have been in the MVP category by last year. And to see him, I was watching his hitch when he was throwing the ball and just throwing the ball to receivers after this past season. He was just probably in Atlanta somewhere. And it was a workout video of him just throwing to receivers, nobody covering them. And I realized I was noticing when he drops back, when he plants his foot, right before he throws, he flips his feet. So either he was more comfortable, by all accounts, we've heard that he was fine. He preferred his left foot forward in the snap.
Pittsburgh has gone back to that, by the way.
Gone back to his right?
Really?
Yeah, they've changed because the Bears changed his feet cadence. Allegedly, from the reporting I've read, the Steelers told him just go back to what you're used to and what you're good at.
And I don't know if it was bullshit, but they told us that Justin favored it after doing it in practice for a while. But you can clearly see that by watching him and it's just his workout video, just throwing to wide open receivers, just running routes. It wasn't. So when he's flipping his feet back, that's where when he drops back and he goes to with that long motion back in the elbow to throw it, that's when he flips his feet. And he's wasting all this motion. And I didn't really see that in the OTAs that I did see some of the passes that he was throwing. He seemed to be throwing the ball a little bit better, but who knows if, we're not seeing every single video. So I'm actually, to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that Russell Wilson, if it's true that he is winning the quarterback battle. I kind of thought by the end of training camp that Justin would take that position, unless it truly, really did mean that he couldn't correct that motion and he really is only a 1 and 2 read receiver or quarterback. Because we did see it quite a bit, and I'm not going to sit here and bash Justin because we all loved him, we all invested into him, and the kid tried. And
I agree with what you're saying. The thing that concerns me is that perhaps we were wrong about him. We've heard the reports of how when in his rookie season he was disinterested. If you go towards the last part of this guy, I mean, look at him now. I don't think a chiropractor should be having his cock right up against this woman's ass as he's working on her spine. And then if you fast forward, look at this.
I wouldn't mind it.
Her crack's showing just like yours always does.
What does a 25-year-old woman need her back worked on like that for? That's for like a 55-year-old woman, a 48-year-old woman. Am I wrong?
So let me ask. Look at this.
Blowjobs are tough.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck. Tell me this isn't weird, Nikki. Come on, Nikki.
What am I watching?
Oh, okay.
And he's going to move up. What? He'll put it back up when he's like fucking her, the back of her neck.
Oh, what did you pull it down for?
I want to see where that was going.
Yeah, copyright. Yeah, copyright. You gotta be careful. But hey, Dan Aguire, if Nikki came back from a chiropractor massage and said, "Man, you should have seen what he was doing to me, and he was doing this by my lower back and up by my neck. He's gyrating up there." Wouldn't you be saying, I gotta go talk to this guy.
No, she keeps me. She takes care of me in the bedroom. So fuck it. I assume. I'm saying this facetiously, by the way. I assume because she's a woman, she's going to cheat.
Oh my god! Fuck you!
I'm joking, but
Fuck you!
But within the context of the joke, I'm saying that as long as you keep letting me hit it, I'm okay. You know,
Or at least let him watch, right?
No.
Dan, can I give Nikki a massage?
sure. Just make it, we expect your scrotum to be involved. Let's just say.
On the back of my neck.
Exactly.
I'm right there with you, Dan. Like every woman that I've ever been with has cheated on me, except for my current wife. And
I was totally kidding, by the way, but
no, for seriously, it had my previous wife. Very, we had the same.
yeah, you and I do have the same story with our ex-wives. No, my ex-wife did cheat, so
yeah. But so I told my current wife, my wife, I'm like, if you're gonna cheat on me, just fucking, fuck it, just let me know and let me watch. I mean, for Christ's sake, I'm getting too old for this shit,
Yeah, please, yeah, let me know about it.
Don't waste your money on a hotel room. Just let me watch.
I don't necessarily want to watch. I'm like, man, because I call her the next wife, because again, she's my next wife. I'm going to be my wife number 2. I'm like, if you want to be the next wife, then don't cheat. If you want to cheat, just like don't get married to me, like just think this shit over,
I thought it over. I'm good. I'm next wife. I'm good.
I was watching this old 1950s movie the other night, and it's about this woman who's having an affair, and she finds enlightenment when she goes on a missionary retreat, and the Catholic nurses or nuns there are telling her, you have to be devoted to your husband. Your main purpose in life is to please your husband.
That's
and bullshit. I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking wonderful. If this is what MAGA is about, I'm voting for Trump.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
I would Aaron Rodgers' dick if it meant winning a Super Bowl.
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
Ew.
I will say though, with that chiropractor video, man, my back's fucking killing me so much that actually looked good. I wish that guy would do that to me. Putting all of his weight on the small of your back and just
I'm telling you,
my back's just killing me, man. Like oh, here we go. He's gonna embarrass me with the picture he took.
Oh, waiting for the big load.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Deshaun Watson.
Oh, God.
Let me ask you something. If you were to have stuck your tongue out, would we see like a lot of Jergens lotion in it?
No, just Vaseline. Straight up Vaseline.
I was actually looking through some porn stuff the other day, and like porn products, and they apparently sell something. It's like a lubricant that is looks like sperm. What is the purpose of that?
I can tell you that would turn her the fuck on.
Oh, fuck you.
Like Superman. Hey, Aldo, follow me on this. Superman is like kryptonite, right? That would kill him and make him tired and shit, right? Well, that's the way it is for her with spermicide. She needs the real deal.
Haven't you seen like those dildos that like explode cum?
Oh, yeah,
that's what they're for.
You need that.
Look, I really want to go back to. You said you were looking at porn products, so you're checking out a fleshlight?
No. I'm always doing research for the Their Soulz show, which is usually on Tuesday nights over at the Barroom Network. And thank you to Mr. Shorty, also known as Mr. Shorentino. Mr. Shorentino, I said it correctly, right?
Are you fucking with me? You're fucking with me.
Shorentini.
That's why Carl keeps calling you Aldi.
That's where you can get the cheap stuff over at my house.
There's no N before the T. It's just short. So Shorty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Unlike Carl changed my name to Shorentini.
Yeah, that's where I got confused because I was reading it off the screen.
It's like Shorty, but Shortino.
Yeah, but we thought Shorty was because of your dick.
Guys, we are never allowed on this podcast ever again. Like, they're like, fuck those guys. They're not coming back. They fuck with our names. We're done.
That's right.
Fuck those guys.
Oh God, no! These guys are my favorite, especially as a threesome.
Yeah. So, I'm just doing some research for the Their Soulz show. That's all. I go, to different sites and check shit out. So
Research.
Exactly.
Research.
That's what Aaron Rodgers would say. Do your research.
I got that excuse all handy in case my wife walks in. Well, it's just research, honey. Now, why do you got a heart on? Just research.
It still works.
Oh,
Yeah, same thing here with the hot yoga videos. Pull up one, next thing you know, you're just trying to look up something. You're like, well, what's this? Then your wife walks in. You're like, nothing.
I gotta tell you, man, we gotta get to Carl. You gotta get to that last part where he's working on her neck, man. Just fast forward and see if we can get a little 10-second clip of that, because that's the climax shot.
That's what we're gonna.
What's the money shot?
Yeah, that's right. The money shot. There you go.
Aldo, now that you're here, would you mind if I took a leak really quick?
No, please go do it, and then I'll entertain people. I'll show them my dick. Okay.
Oh God, that's going to be very entertaining.
I'm trying to look up videos on Lennon so Carl will like me again.
Shut the fuck up, dude. God.
So, Carl, jump in here with us. Tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're here.
Mr. Sorrentino here dragged me into this podcast against my free will, like a communist.
So you feel like you're a Russian prisoner, huh?
That's exactly what I am. That's why I'm getting so angry at the communist jokes.
So what are your thoughts on the Bears?
From Democrats, so we're the ones that are called communists every day today.
Oh,
that's good.
What's going on here?
We don't have to get into that.
So, Carl, what do you think? What do you think about the Bears? You think Caleb Williams is the real thing?
I mean, PJ's sentiment on our Thursday show is always, let me see it. He's cautiously optimistic, and I was a lot more optimistic. And I think I'm coming down. I think Dan, Mr. Sorrentino here, he said the same thing where, he's coming down a little bit. There's a lull in the, what's going on with the Bears. And, I want to see football. That at the end of the day, I want to see football. I want to see how Caleb Williams performs on a field, because my initial reaction to him in college this past year was, A, his release is fantastic, and B, the only comparable quarterback in the NFL to him would be Mahomes. And that's obviously the peak. So I don't know if I'm ready to say that the Bears have that, but I don't know. I was not a fan of Justin Fields or Trubisky when they were drafted by the Bears. But with Caleb, it's the exact opposite. Very, very much a fan, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
And I think Dan Aguire will agree with me when I say that, priority-wise, I think this is about the offensive line, because if Shane Waldron does his job smartly, we're going to run the ball more than we're going to pass the ball. So if you establish the run and you can still get the yards per gain average that you had when Justin Fields was the quarterback, and we all know that average was boosted because of his runs, not because of the running backs. But so if we can get to that place and then have a disciplined menu of plays for Caleb that he can do well with those three receivers and their ability to get open, there's no reason why this offense shouldn't score 21 plus points every week. And then you combine that defense that should keep offenses below 21 points. You got a winning formula there, at least to get you to the playoffs, at least get you 10 wins. So I'm cautiously optimistic too. You got to see it first. Absolutely.
You'd want the Bears to be as close to 50-50 run pass as you can be, right? I mean, when I think of the most recent iterations of the Seattle offense, it's always been that three-headed attack at a wide receiver. The quarterbacks have always been good. Shane Waldron is responsible for how good Geno Smith has turned out. So I don't know. I don't think that they would be stupid enough to design the offense around the hero ball plays. And I absolutely think that Caleb Williams is a lot better quarterback, can be a lot better of a quarterback in structure than Justin Fields.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The thing that I really hope for, because it's so ironic with Fields. Okay, again, I loved Fields. Let me just say that again. I don't want anybody to think I'm like have malice here in any way. But how can you be in 4th and 1 or at the 1 yard line in a shotgun all the time? You know, or like if you're struggling with him throwing the ball, then put him under center, especially. So what I'm trying to say is I thought it was so ironic that he was having problems throwing the ball, but was always in a passing formation. And when it would have behooved the Bears to at least get in, you know, bring in your fullback, blasting game and pound the rock, man, when we could do that. So now when you've got on paper a better passer, I just hope, like if you're going to get that 50-50 mark, that's probably not going to happen in today's league. But if you can get like 60-40 or something, you know, but at least don't put him in a shotgun every fucking formation. At least let us think you can run the ball. And unlike a lot of Bears fans, I like Swift as an acquisition. If he can stay healthy, I think that he's going to be their starting back. So I like it.
Yeah, you know, and it's real interesting that the biggest challenges that Caleb was having in these OTAs was the cadence and taking that snap under center, stuff that he hasn't done since high school. So he's getting a crash course on this Shane Waldron offense, which is going to be a certain percentage, 30 to 40%, whatever, under center and handing the ball off, and is going to be a true pro style offense. And to Carl's point, you know, I don't think that it's going to be relying on him to do hero type plays unless it's necessary. If you got a quarterback who can, you know, avoid blitzes with his escapability in the pocket, and you need, you know, Aaron Rodgers' greatest success is because he was able to buy time. You know, everybody talks about the Green Bay Packers offensive line. 6 seconds protection time. That's because it was Aaron Rodgers running around and avoiding the rush. If you got a quarterback like that, you can rely on that during certain times in a game, late in the game when you need a touchdown, et cetera, et cetera. But now, you know, Carl is absolutely right. It's got to be structured. The quarterbacks that win in this league win because they can throw on time. The success that quarterback from the Houston Texans had last year was because he threw on time. He was really good at that. Justin Fields could not throw on time. He was really bad at it. And so that's the difference between a winning quarterback and a losing quarterback.
I think more than anything, we have to protect him. The line has to be better. There's no way anyone can sit here and say that Fields had a good offensive line in any of the seasons with the Bears. So they have to be better on the offensive line. And somehow, if we don't sign like Ngakoue or somebody as another additional pass rusher, then the guys we have to suddenly step up. You're going to have to get to the quarterback, and you're going to have to protect our quarterback. If they can do those two things, I mean, the sky's the limit, I think, with the talent.
Two things I want to say before I digress. I think that Caleb Williams will make the offensive line look better. The exact same personnel. Obviously, they upgraded, got some players, whatever. But he naturally will make the offensive line look better, just like Aldi pointed out regarding the Green Bay Packers, the time to throw with Rodgers. That's because Rodgers, just like C.J. Stroud, they were running to pass, not running for yards. And today's big news, as per Adam Schefter, was that Connor Williams, the former center of the Dolphins, he is absolutely fully essentially back from his second ACL surgery, and he is essentially going to be choosing a team before training camp and should be ready to go. So if you want one more drop in the bucket, if you're a Bears fan, that would probably be the last cherry on the top, I think.
Connor Williams?
Yeah, he was a very good center that played for the Dolphins last year, but got injured.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
Well, Carl has all. I just looked them up. Carl has all these great quotes, like, so for the bureaucrat, the world is a mere object to be manipulated manipulated by the masses. The human being should be a socialist and not. See, it's all yours, right, Carl?
Aldi, I'm not afraid to
Wow.
remove you from the stream.
Wow.
Those are not my quotes. Those are quotes from a terrible, terrible communist.
I'm sorry, Carl. I got you mixed up with somebody else. This guy's got all the power, so I better shut my fucking mouth up.
You're flustering him. You can't get the fucking screens right. Look at him.
I've been there, man. So it happens to liberals and conservatives.
I wanted to add on what you guys were talking about when I came in. I was just listening to you guys talk in the background for a minute about the offensive line. Really, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But according to PFF, in Justin Fields' rookie or his record-breaking rushing season, they had, most of the season, the beginning of the season, especially halfway through it, at the most or at the least, they had one of the top offensive lines in football. He had the time to throw. He just wasn't throwing it within that time frame to throw, so he ended up running.
Yeah.
And even it was kind of happening last year. I think it was kind of actually a little bit similar, but he didn't have anywhere to go because the defenses were scheming for it.
And you had Cody Whitehair snapping the ball in the dirt or over his head, just anywhere but his hands.
Yeah.
And that was something that a lot of Bears fans got pissed off at. When the offense wasn't clicking, it was like, all right, let's get some Justin Fields designed runs.
Yeah.
Okay, Getsy was a weak man, pandered to the masses, did those literal designed quarterback runs. What happened? Stopped at the line or tackled for loss. The entire NFL offseason for those teams against the Bears were designed to stop that because of how good he was the previous year.
And they ran that same play with him over and over, like an off tackle to the left. It just ran like when he got hurt in Atlanta, the game that Dan was at, the one that Komet had that great catch at.
Yeah,
I guess that was in 2022. That's the play he got hurt on. They just kept calling it over and over and over, just the way Nagy always called that shovel pass to the tight end. It's just that we use the same play over and over. And if I can be on a love seat or in the stands and see it coming, the other team can too.
Yep.
You know what? I wanted to add on to talk about the offense. I was kind of saying this in chat. Somebody was saying Dobbsy. Yeah, get the Dobbsy 34 said, let's use the I form. Especially now that we have a legitimate threat as a passing quarterback, I think it's a perfect time. Everyone's going to laugh at me, but go get a receiver that you can play running back with, like what's his name on the Niners? I forget his name. There's a couple
You're
of them.
Thinking of Deebo Samuel.
Samuel.
And to interject, we do have Velus Jones, Papa Velus.
And bring back the fucking or the T formation a little bit. I'm not saying turn your offense into the T formation, but I mean, let's this is our offense. Why not bring it back to some degree? Don't make it your entire offense. Make it a part of your offense.
I got to bring up an anecdote since you said this. It's just, I can't let it go. I've said it so many times. I apologize if I'm boring you. The Los Angeles Chargers, I think they were still LA. Maybe they were San Diego. But the LA Chargers, I believe, were at Soldier Field in 2019. And they're booed off the field. The Bears are at the half. They come back in the second half. Matt Nagy puts us in an I formation. We're running the ball down their throats. And at the end of the day, Eddie Pinheiro misses a field goal to lose the game. After the game in the presser, he's asked, are you going to continue to run the I formation? Because it was so successful, Coach Nagy. He said, quote, I was not brought here to run the I formation, end quote. So when it behooves you to do it, when your talent matches that, we still don't have the intelligence to actually use it. And it's so simple. We ran it with Brad Muster and Neil Anderson fucking every game. And it worked. Yeah, the Bears won't. They'll find a way not to use the I formation. That's my thesis.
Yep.
Well,
and that's the big thing, right? That's the big thing is Shane Waldron going to do what he preaches? And I get the feeling that he is, because the analytics say that he ran the ball more than he passed it at Seattle, that he used these multiple tight end formations.
Three tight end.
3 tight ends. That's one of the things that excites me. Can you imagine a formation where you've got both Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett in the backfield, and then now you've got Mercedes Lewis as a blocking tight end up in the line? There's so many incredible things you can do out of that formation. And if you want to put in DeAndre Swift into the backfield, so you got a 3 backfield guy, you can put one of those guys in motion. Well, it could be Cole Kmet, could be DeAndre Swift. Man, the creativity options that Shane Waldron has with the personnel that Ryan Poles has built is fucking phenomenal.
I concur.
I think that the Seattle offense and Shane Waldron, when you see, because I'm trying to pull up something tangible on the screen here, but a lot of what I remember with their 3 tight end sets is kind of like this Great Wall of China, essentially, where they're all essentially just off of the line of scrimmage, and you overpower. Dan likes to bring up Mr. Shortino here. He likes to say that his favorite...
Shortino.
Shortolini, got it, sorry. He really likes when Tevin Jenkins and the right tackle, Darnell Wright, are next to each other on the same play. Imagine that magnified with Cole Kmet, who's a great blocker, and Mercedes Lewis, who essentially came out of retirement to block. That is something that excites me more than maybe trying to get too fancy and go the Nagy route and have your blocking tight end in the backfield, or what say you?
Love it.
Well,
Love
just in a series of plays, to pay an ode to our founding father, George Halas. Just every Bears offense should have, I don't know, 10 T formation plays in it that they can just pull out of a hat and use, or maybe it's just one, they can run 8 different plays out of that one set, and they can throw it in once in a while with an additional, Velus Jones type receiver that can play running back. Or in that case, if you have to put in, Mercedes Lewis and drop him back into a blocking fullback position, at least we know he can do it. I mean, hell, couldn't you even move a tackle there if you wanted to? Couldn't you make him an eligible receiver or whatever and just move a tackle? Put in let's get creative, man. This is why I loved Madden in the 90s and early 2000s when you could make your own plays. That was when it was fun. You can't make your own play. You can't design your own plays anymore, probably because they fuck up the algorithm and they can't AI off of it because it's not part of the system, right? So,
oh wow, I didn't know that.
That's my thinking. But I loved making those crazy plays. And
you sound like Coach Matt Nagy.
Well, and we see you guys saw Quarterback, right? With all 3 on what is it, HBO? So it's got
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. The show Quarterback. I love how Andy Reid on Wednesdays lets the offense design their own plays. And then he picks the ones that he likes and he adds them to the playbook. That's what good coaching does, especially when you have players that are forward thinking and they think outside of the box and they can develop those plays for you. Hell, you're only making your team better. To me, that
feels like the byproduct of winning Super Bowls, but
yep,
true.
Allow your team to have a little bit more fun.
Yeah, but what if you would have given Justin Fields a Wednesday? You give that offense with Justin Fields, come up with some plays and see what Justin
Would
Fields.
Would he be interested in that?
I don't know.
Sorry, it was a bad comment. Aldi brought up that there was reports saying that Fields wasn't interested in the most recent Steelers OTAs.
Huh. Yeah, it wasn't that another glimpse at perhaps what might be Justin Fields' true character is in an offhand comment. He kind of dissed the Bears culture by saying, you really don't know the differences in cultures until you're in a team with like Pittsburgh, who has such a great culture. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but it was clearly a dig at the Bears culture. And one thing is, I hope he's incorrect. I hope that I was just, he's a little pissed off that he was released by the Bears or traded by the Bears. And secondly, even if it's true, what? Keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't do that. Why do guys who used to play for the Bears find it necessary when they're in their new team, like David Montgomery did about a year ago at this point, diss the Chicago Bears? I don't think that's professional. That's something that I wouldn't do.
That's why I absolutely fucking despise Alshon Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I agree with that.
Fuck.
And of course, in the double doink game, Jeffrey was doing the Hulk Hogan ear and catching balls on us, and then Golden Tate, the former Lions, catching that touchdown. There's nothing good happens on January 6th. You had the thing in 2021, and then the 2018 miss kick was on January. Oh my, that's Nikki's birthday.
Shit.
I forgot.
Fuck Green Bay.
Yeah.
Nikki's birthday is on January 6th?
Yeah, she said she never got as wet as she did in 2021.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, my God. My birthday
sure you'd like to.
sucks. My birthday.
Next year on your birthday, I'm going to dress like one of those Tea Party patriots and get ready for my cock, baby.
God damn.
Oh, that's so nasty. That is so nasty. Oh, my God.
I'm going to be like, what was his name? The Romney's running mate had the good hair, but he was one of those strong Tea Party guys.
Paul Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to dress like Paul Ryan.
No. Oh, my God.
Hey guys, for real, though, it's my first night going back to work after a vacation, after going to my other job. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce now, so I don't have to hurry, if that's okay. Aldo's great seeing you. Dan, always good to be with you. And Carl, no offense, sir. And like I said, I'm just going to go just a little bit early so I don't have to hurry. It's my first night back in almost 2 weeks over there. So
Awesome, man.
Business, man.
I don't even have time to blow him. I don't even have time.
damn it.
Goodness gracious.
Can you give us at least a demonstration of what you would have done?
Will we deep throat the mic?
If it's okay for me to say this, he's really, really taken a shine to ass eating recently.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. He loves it.
All these unfazed as well. God damn.
Hey, I've seen Dan's ass, and it looks edible.
It is. It
Sounds like
is.
Aldi's looking for some tips.
Goddamn right.
This is the kind of shit I was dreaming up in my 20s. How is this reality now? And I'm too old for it.
Damn it.
Oh man, you wouldn't want to go anywhere near my anus right now with all the fucking hemorrhoids I got.
Oh my God.
Beautiful.
You wouldn't want to go near mine after the shit that I took earlier today either.
All right, well, guys, everyone, I'm gonna bid you adieu. I guess she will as well. So,
All right,
All
Danny
right.
boy, great
Everyone.
Mr. Aguire.
Love you guys.
yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Be well.
Nice talking to you guys.
bear down.
Bear down.
Why am I getting an echo? Is that
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. Is that
It has to be from me. I'll fix that. I'm sorry.
okay? I wanted to
okay?
make sure it wasn't me.
Yeah, that's why I was over here like trying to fuck around with stuff. Can you guys still hear me? Did I adjust my settings to low
Yeah,
now?
No, you're perfect.
Okay.
Cliff Victoria says, "Just don't fart, Dan, once she's eating your ass."
Yeah, you can never trust a fart past your 40s, dude.
That's right, man. That is for sure. I've been eating these. What are they called? Werther's caramel candy.
Oh yeah.
Man, farting up a fucking storm with these suckers.
Dude, Aldo, you definitely, that just showed your age right there, man.
No shit.
My mother-in-law had bowls of those all over her house, dude.
Yeah, you go to Walgreens and you see the senior citizen aisle. That's where I can find my candy.
It's probably like sugar-free too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But they taste so good.
Oh my gosh. I can't have just one, man.
That's how I know I'm getting old. I'm like, fuck, those are good.
Good
man.
stuff, man. Good to see you, Mr. Dan Scortino. You got the worst fucking last name, man.
I don't know if you're fucking with me because I heard you on a show one time say it correctly the first time.
Mm-hmm.
The second time you said Shortino, and the third time you said Scortino. He's got to be fucking with me.
I could be on a game show right now and the multiple choice on the correct pronunciation of your name, and the chances are I'm going to lose that $1 million, man.
It's simple. Shorty, right?
Yeah.
Shortino.
Shortino.
Just put
Shortino.
Shortino. Just add an eno after the e. Shortino.
Shortino, of course.
Yeah.
I've just been fucking around with you.
Yeah, sure you have. I put down your bushes, Aldo.
Is Karl Marx still with us? Oh yeah, he's up.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, perfectly.
Thank you.
Earlier in the show, they were saying that I ruined it for you having another party there, huh? Now I feel really terrible. I was hoping the Gibson Steakhouse thing would have worked.
That's bullshit. There's still a possibility of be a party. It's just what day does it? Are people going to be here? Are we going to be available and stuff? But my wife is, clearly not crazy about the idea. But I told her, well, the likelihood is that you will be in town for the next party, and she said, well, that's what I'm worried about. Having all those people in my house, and I have to witness this.
Well, tell her the likelihood is that my wife will be in town, and then she might be like, "Oh, okay, he can be controlled then."
Well, the thing is we've had parties now. What is it? 3 years in a row. That was the first one in our house. The other 2 times we had it at a bowling alley and stuff, and so each time it's been fun. So no matter whether it's here or anywhere else, we'll have a blast. We'll make it happen. Hopefully the dates just happen for all of us.
Yeah, I'm coming out for the I turned 50 on this Christmas. So nice. I'm coming in for 2 weeks. The first week before Christmas, I'm going to work, probably stay in a hotel. Me and my wife and our dogs stay in a hotel close to my work. Then I'll have off the entire week of Christmas is my plan. Because we have a different UK Bears fan coming in, Jason UK Bears. He does the British Bears show with Chris.
Yeah, right.
So him and his girlfriend, they're coming in the 18th to the 30th, and they're gonna stay downtown for a bit in the beginning, and then they'll come up to my aunt's house where Chris stayed, probably Christmas Eve, and then they're gonna stay with us until the 30th. But we're going to the Lions game and then the Seahawks Thursday night game.
Awesome. How old is Jason?
He's about my age.
All right. Is his girlfriend around the same age? Because I'm casting for my next chiropractor video.
One track mind for Mr. Aldi. Goddamn.
I hope so.
Any women out there want to shoot a chiropractor video with me? Just hit me up. hit my DMs.
Dude, that looked actually like it looked very satisfying with how my back hurts. Who would ever thought that sitting would fuck up your back? I always thought that doing other things when I was younger, I thought, being too active might fuck up your back. No. Sitting on your ass all day for work and then getting off of work and doing a podcast all night is not good for your back, as it turns out.
That's unbelievable. There was a guy, this was 3 or 4 years ago, I saw on 60 Minutes, this guy who is his crusade to teach Americans how to properly sit correctly, with their back totally straight. When they're bending over, bend at the hips, don't bend your spine over. All sorts of shit that I've been doing wrong since I was born. This motherfucker's saying, this is why your back hurts. I saw that I was fucking depressed, and I know there's no fucking hope for me. There's no way I'm going to get rid of all of these bad posture things that I do each and every day, including sit.
Is yours a sciatic thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what actually has been helping me? I've been doing this for a while now, and it has helped. I'll sit there and I'll just pull my leg up, put my leg on top of my, like not cross my knees like this, but just put my leg up, and I'll sit there and I'll stretch forward while I'm working, and that's that stretches out the sciatic nerve.
Yeah.
And then your ass might hurt for a day or two, but then it starts to feel better if you're just sitting there working on something. Even if you're just doing a show like this, nobody can see that you're sitting there with your leg up. And then if you're just leaning forward, you're just stretching it out a little bit, and every little bit helps. If you do it, a couple times a day, it does help. Because I mean seriously, at one point I couldn't walk.
Wow, that bad, huh?
I had one of those moments where I was like, parked the car at the grocery store, and I went to go inside, and somebody stopped the car when I was like crossing the path to go in, and I went to run, or like I went to just jog, to be polite, and it just went, I almost went down. It was like a electric shock to my body where my legs just gave out, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, you don't want that to happen. It's getting old sucks. It
really fucking does. It really fucking does. But it's better than the third stage, which is death.
That's true.
It really is. I don't want to die yet.
I hope
Sit on a gym ball.
I hope you're taking notes, Carl, because Carl turns 30 this year, like I turned 50, so we're exactly 20 years apart almost. I think you're November?
Yeah, November.
Yeah, so he's pretty close to me. So, man, once you hit your 40s,
underwear that's 30 years old. Sit on a gym ball. See, that's the thing. I can't sit on a gym ball because my back will start to hurt.
That's what it's doing. It's fixing your posture. I don't know.
You think so?
I'm scurrying to Amazon right now to grab a gym ball. Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, like I went to see, this was several years ago. I went to go see my stepdaughter. She was in a gym doing gymnastics or some shit. And I sat in the bleachers. This is a fucking 2-hour thing. And by the end of that 2-hour thing, because I didn't have my back against a chair back, it took me like 20 minutes to get back on my feet, man. Mm-hmm. And that was years ago. I can't imagine sitting in a bleacher without something in my back for that long right now. My back is so fucked up.
Yeah, dude. Oh God. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like this started with me like probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I was like, this isn't gonna be for the rest of my life, right? And it so far it has been.
No.
Well, the good thing is that you can do things to reverse it, but it takes a lot of fucking hard work. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cliff is saying these aren't so bad, but the 60s aren't that bad so far. That's because he's a realtor, so he's always walking around.
Cliff is...
That's not a real job, right? Realtors just open doors, unlock doors, and get paid.
That's what Karl Marx said too, Carl.
All right, buddy.
He decried all that capitalist real estate stuff. So you're sounding a little commie to me.
No, I'm just looking out for our blue collar workers. We don't need
there you go.
Some guys just unlocking doors for money.
I want to have Carl on as a guest on one of our shows, on Their Soulz shows.
Oh, please!
We're gonna play a game. Did Karl Marx say it, or did Carl from BC?
Damn, I was gonna say I don't know if you're inviting me or Karl Marx, but that actually would be great.
That would be a blast. We got to do that, Carl.
Yeah, as long as I get half of the commission, I'm down with it. Yeah.
Absolutely, we'll take care of you.
Hopefully above the belt, not below the belt.
I'll be split evenly in a socialistic manner.
By the way, Carl does a podcast called the Thigh and Smile podcast with his buddy Nick. Mm-hmm. And Nick had a baby, and so I was like, well, maybe if you want to do a little more podcasting, maybe, because the babies, that's a lot of work. So we kind of brought him on board to help us with the show, produce the show for us. He's doing a fucking fantastic job. So make sure that you guys go and check out his own personal podcast too with Nick, Thigh and Smile podcast. They put out stuff when they can, and I always enjoy it when they do. So they're a little plug for you, buddy.
We're looking to hopefully get an episode recorded tomorrow, and obviously we know how that will most likely end up. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we shall see.
Well, whenever you do it, Carl, tag me at Barroom Network, and I will make sure to retweet it out to our followers.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got it, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on. I'm going to call it a night, too. I'm working on a project with Mike North. We've actually been working on it for about a year. It's the biography of his... Carl, do you know Mike North?
Of course not. No.
Okay. Mike North...
Not to be rude, Aldi. I say that because Dan is the same way. Oh, do you know who this is? Oh, do you know who this is? And it's always a no, and I always feel bad about it.
So you're serious? He's like a girlfriend I dated. Like, you know who Michael Jordan is? No. You know who Johnny Carson is?
All right,
No.
buddy. Mike North.
Yeah, for the
He's
Score Sports Radio. He's
Well-
at ESPN now, but in the 1990s,
See, you're expecting me to know things when I was like 4 years old. So
I'm not expecting you to know anything, but there are
No
things
worries,
that you learn about over a period. Scottish Bear, I was going to type it out, but I'll just tell you, I will definitely try it out. You know, I just I'm a big pussy. You know, when it comes to working my core out.
Scottish Bear, this is actually something like eye-opening to me. I can get one of these balls for $50 and it has a base. I don't know. I might try it.
That's like the gigantic ball you sit on, right?
Yeah.
And like an exercise ball, like you do yoga or something on. Like
Right.
I've white
got
women who
one.
will do anything but exercise.
My wife has a wobble stool that she sits on. It's
neat.
got like
Try it out.
it's got like a solid base that's kind of curved, you know, and then it's got the post and it's got the seat on top. It's like a bar seat, a bar stool top, and she just sits on it all day long. And her posture is perfect, and it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that exploding dildo that you referenced earlier.
No. It's not while she's working. It's after work.
Can I find that comment I put earlier? Let me watch. Quoted by Dan Shortino.
Yeah, I like that. That was good. Damon and Cliff Victoria both know who Mike North is, and Mike North was a very, very popular sports radio guy in Chicago during the 1990s. He was the highest paid local, now this is important that I say local, sports radio broadcaster in the United States. Signed a contract for $1.5 million that put him above what the guys in New York were making, and his popularity was unfucking matched.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been working on a 6-part series of his autobiography. Hollywood is interested in doing a movie on his life, and so we're in the home stretch now of doing the last half. The first 3 episodes have been done, and now the last 3 episodes are coming up real soon. And so I'm just finishing that up, and then as soon as that's done, I want to take a fucking break and get ready for training camp, or we'll be back in full blown.
That's only in like 6 weeks or so. So you're going to get those last 3 parts out in roughly 2 months.
You've been working on it for a while too. So
yeah, I started a year ago.
Yeah. So wait, is this something that like somebody wants to buy from you as like his documentary?
We've already got a sponsor. I've already been paid half of what my asking price was, and the other half comes when I deliver these last 3 shows. So I definitely.
Is it just going live on YouTube?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Man, we have to do like a viewing party or something on the BCP channel here. That sounds excellent.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I will try to work that out because I think that it will be entertaining for people, because Mike is just, whether you agree with his point of view on stuff or not, he's a fucking entertainer. He is so entertaining. He and I have done a number of shows together, and I just walk out of there, my fucking cheeks are hurting from laughing so much. He's so fucking funny. So he's good.
And I've heard of the name Dan Jiggets too, so I'm not completely ignorant. I'm very close to complete ignorant.
Jiggets used to play for the Bears. He was a backup offensive lineman, and then he got into broadcasting. And when he and Mike were teamed together at the Score Sports Radio, they were fucking ratings hit, man.
Aldo, I am really looking forward to that. I know I've been hearing you talk about it for a while. I kind of forgot about it, but it's so awesome to know that you've been putting so much into this that's why it's taken some time, and I'm really excited to see this when it comes out, man. Seriously.
Thank you, bro.
I'm a big Mike North fan. Whenever you do the shows with Mike North, he fucking cracks me up too, man. It's why it's so odd to see him doing the Somebody Big Just Died shows on your show, because it's like he's almost too funny for that, you know?
Yeah, it is weird, right? I mean, and this was his concept. He
does a great job with it.
Yeah, he does. He went to the people over at Cumberland Chapels and said, "Hey, would you sponsor us doing a show where we talk about somebody who just died?" And so somebody big just died today. We mentioned them early in the show. Who was it? Willie Mays. So he's doing a show Friday night on Willie Mays. So yeah, good stuff.
Wow, and he really does have his shit together when he's talking about these people, man.
Yeah, he does. He and Joe Mandel are hosting the show now, and the thing about Mike too is that Mike is in the Chicago Hall of Fame for softball. He played softball for 20, 30 years or something like that, and listening to his softball stories are fucking phenomenal. But the next chapter that we're releasing on him is all of the stuff that he did. If you remember, now obviously Karl Marx doesn't, but if you remember when the Bulls played the Miami Heat in the playoffs and the Bulls were up 3-0, it was Mike North in the press conference crew who asked Pat Riley if God came down and said for you to shave all your hair off, he would give you 4 victories for you to win the series, would you do it? And Pat Riley looked at him and said, "Who do you work with?" So that was Mike North. He has that kind of sense of humor, and he's kind of the Howard Stern of Chicago sports radio.
I'm really looking forward to that. Really,
cool, man.
I am.
Yeah.
Too.
I'll let you know. And if you want Mike to be a guest on an upcoming BCP, I can definitely ask him on your behalf.
Oh, dude, I have him and Greg Gabriel. I would love to have them, but I don't want. Like I've always felt like I don't want to ask you for that. Kind of. Oh, by the way, Thomas Jones too.
Yes, please pull the strings for Thomas Jones. I'm not bashful for that. Let's get Thomas Jones on here ASAP, man.
I will ask. I definitely ask.
I would love to talk to Mike North or Greg Gabriel or
Thomas Jones.
Or Thomas Jones, yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Please.
But definitely Mike North. That would be an honor, man. He's so much fun. I think this show is always about fun. So I think that it's fun first, really. So I think he would have a fucking blast with us. We're having Kenneth Davis on this Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's a riot when you get him going. Like I've seen people get him going, So I hope we're gonna have a lot of fun with him this Thursday. I'm looking forward to that too, just because his personality kind of meshes with us, and I think Mike North would as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, Aldo, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
For everything. You are the PodFather. Happy to do this for you tonight. I wish it was streaming to your network. So I kind of had an idea we can talk about, off the show, just maybe just an idea that I have. So, because I think it could work out for you.
I can make a copy of this and download it on my network, but don't you want the views for your YouTube numbers?
Well, sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's always nice, but you're welcome to take this episode if you want and post it on your other social.
I'd rather redirect it to Bears Country Podcast YouTube channel. That way you can, bolster your numbers.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and Aldi uploaded a video literally pointing their audience, the barroom audience, to here.
Yeah.
So Aldi's already gone out of his way to break his back like a real chiropractor that he is.
I wish that Aldi, the food store, had a tagline like the real thing or something like that, because I can incorporate that into, my identity. But I'll just have to settle
just wear an Aldi uniform. Shop at Aldi. Take note of what they wear. Get some merchandise. Get an Aldi branded hat. You'll be good to go, man.
I like this guy. I like this guy a lot.
And then you can sit down and be like a cashier. Have some like a prop cash register in front of you. That'd be awesome.
And you got to pay 25 cents to get the cart.
Yeah, pay 25 cents to get into the channel. Yep. That would be a sub-only viewer show.
I went to an Aldi in the city of Chicago. I got to fucking pay a quarter to get the cart. Because people were stealing them and taking them home. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
The last 2 times I went there, I got it paid forward to me, and I paid it forward to somebody else. So it was like a running free cart. One person paid a quarter for like 12 people.
And then you saw the same cart later down the block.
That's right, exactly. And Cliff is right. Aldi does have some great veggies. They did a good job with the vegetables. Absolutely.
Oh, they just put a brand new one in Florida by our house with self checkouts, and if you buy alcohol, they don't have to come get your card. They look at your face and they can tell you have a gray beard, and that you're old enough to buy liquor, and then you're alcohol, and you're allowed to continue on your merry way.
That's got to be AI usage for sure.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that.
I've always hated Aldi because you want 3 or 10 things and you're in a line of 12 people with carts that are full, and then you your bags and all that shit that they don't have for you. But damn, with the self checkout, you just go in with your Sam Club's bags or whatever. Just go right in. You can grab like seltzers for $12 instead of paying $20 for them. You can get a box of wine for $12 instead of $25. And you're out the door without even having to get carded. It's great.
What seltzers do they have at Aldi though? They don't have White
some
Claws.
Cheap brand of seltzer that's practically White Claw.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
It's generic, but you know what? A lot of those generic brands are made by name brands, but they're just selling them off to other people.
Exactly.
I've actually graduated from Aldi's to Costco, so I go to Costco
both?
now. Well, you're right. In fact, there's an Aldi's like 3 blocks from where I live, and I rarely go there. I go there like when my family says, "Hey, can you bring me some groceries next time you come into the city?" I'll stop at the Aldi's next to my house.
There you go.
It's funny. I've downgraded. We were always Costco, and now we're turning into Aldi people.
Oh no! This fucking economy. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
Amen. Fuck communism.
Not politics, but it's always the previous president that fucks the next president, and everyone bitches about that president correcting the mistakes from the previous president because they're taking the blame for it.
Yep.
It happens every cycle, no matter who the president is. It's just like a running. It's like rinse and repeat.
And it's so funny seeing that people say like 4 years later, like, see how bad Trump was. Like, no, that's not what's going on here, bud.
Wait a minute, you don't remember the pandemic? 4 years ago, we were all fucking locked at home.
He's way too young for that, Aldo.
I see.
Yeah.
You expect him to remember the pandemic?
Yeah, what the fuck is that, by the way? What is a pandemic?
Who is that?
He plays left tackle for the Seahawks.
There's going to be some kids with the name Pandemic in the next 20 years.
Love it,
All
guys. Again, Shorty, tthank you very much. And Carl, it's great meeting you and everyone in the chat room. I recognize everybody, and you are all awesome, man. Thank you.
Even Don Burr?
That fucker.
Don Burr's in here? Don Burr, I always say it whenever there's a Don Burr sighting. You made it when Don Burr's in your podcast.
Yeah. Remember when right, exactly. Remember when I was talking about my hemorrhoids? Don Burr is like another fucking hemorrhoid in my life. Just won't go away.
Yeah. Say hemorrhoids 3 times, Don Burr will show up.
All right, fellas. Peace out.
Peace out, Aldo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my friend. Guys, we want to thank all you guys in chat. You are awesome tonight. Demond Ice, STC, Cliff Victoria, even Don Burr, Jay Grizz, Antmiss, Mr. Mayhem, Cliff Victoria, Scottish Bear, Bearski Films hanging out with us, Eduardo Isaac Rodriguez, Scottish Bear, I think I already said you. We want to acknowledge all you guys because you are the reason why we do this for the 1.5 million time. So thank all of you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Dobsy34, Nucky Knox, of course.
There was a whole pocket of new people. Oh, sorry, not to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say there's a pocket of new people. I see King Buka World. He's not necessarily new. Then there's Eduardo Isaac Rodriguez, very classic name. And then Curtis, I can't pronounce his name.
Curtis Searley is Cliff's buddy.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that got in the drinking contest with Chris Watts last year at Aldo's house.
No.
No. Demond Ice, Steve Phillips, my cousin. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Love and appreciate all you guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on a kind of a pop-up Tuesday night show. It was a lot of fun. So we will see you guys this Thursday on our normally regular scheduled show, Bears Country Podcast, with Carl and PJ and Foster, of course. And we'll see you on Thursday. Our guest is going to be Kenneth Davis. That's going to be a fucking blast.
Yeah.
And let's just, since this is not our normal Bears Country podcast show that we end on a Bears, let's just end this on a fuck Green Bay. How about that?
Shit. Fuck Green Bay.
Amen.
Yeah, perfect. You got the closer ready?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, let's end this, everybody. I want to see everyone in chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Demand. Everyone in chat, end this with an FGB or just a flat out fuck Green Bay. We'll see you guys this Thursday. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck Green Bay.
Green Bay.